every time he does something. That'd be awesome. Just bends over and picks something up. He-Man!
Well, it's like,
what's your prediction?
When He-Man's constipated, and he's like straining to take a shit, when it finally comes out, it's like, He-Man!
Let's go.
And you just have while he's wiping
You
his
won't
ass.
string me along that easily.
You won't give me such a shitty time again.
Oh my god.
Man, after that man-at-arms, I'm feeling pooped.
You would mount that poor pussy like some kind of mule?
Noble tiger, turn on your master. He must have control over animals. Dunk! I love that that's his solution, is to just send the fucker flying in a punch.
You won't string me along that easily, He-Man!
I still really love that episode.
That episode's great.
Alright, so that was a completely...
I like how Lion-O goes, that's impossible, when He-Man throws a mountain at him, and it's like, didn't your sword pull a planet together?
I'm just saying. Also,
yeah, but
why
I don't think anyone...
Dawn when you're the one who blasted him away?
I don't think anyone in Thundercats
I guess maybe his shock comes from the fact that there is no way something the size of a man could lift and throw a mountain from beneath it, just because the structural integrity of a big rock that size being lifted from a small object that size wouldn't hold up.
I also think it's the fact that He-Man's doing it with his bare fucking hands, and that's not really something Lion-O's, normally able to deal with.
Like,
let's go do something people normally perceive as impossible.
Like, if he tilted it over to throw it at all, it would just fucking hit the ground because it's so much bigger than he is. Like, there's so much logically that just... I guess it makes sense he probably just couldn't throw a mountain at his size.
Do you think Cringer was, like, up in the air and he saw the mountain and he was like, holy shit!
Holy fuck.
What the hell's going on down there?
I missed my ball!
So that was a complete non sequitur of an opening to this video, and that's just going to be in there now.
My favorite part of that episode is just how genuine, like when they're like, "Whoa, hold on, what was that?" It's like, "No, this is important. Go back. Seems like your chain is broken. That'll fix that." And the sincerity with which Boomstick goes, "What?
What the fuck?"
He's like, "What? Oh, your chain's broken. I guess I'll just fucking magic it back together."
See, if magic of the 80s episode, it'd be a cutaway gag, and it wouldn't be as funny.
Yeah. Season 2 is such a fucking renaissance era for Death Battle. That's my favorite fucking era of Death Battle, easily.
It's always going to be my favorite. Even if,
because that's when I jumped on the show, and that's just like, it's such a string of consistently entertaining episodes.
Like, even the bad episodes of Season 2 reach a point where they're so bad, it's very funny. Like...
I think there
aren't many boring episodes in Season 2 to me.
The only two of that season I think I disliked were Beast Goliath, and I forget what the other one is.
Batman Cap, Ivy Orchid.
Oh, God.
I know you've not...
Probably Ivy Orchid, that's probably the other one.
You've not got as positive an opinion on Donkey Kong Knuckles as everyone else. But I don't think
no, it's not as positive, but I don't actively dislike the episode. It's just, I think the Oh No joke gets a little stale on a rewatch.
Yeah, I understand. There are very few episodes in that season that are so bad that I don't like watching them at all. Because even Beast Goliath, I enjoyed the analysis well enough.
Yeah, it's really just the fight of Beast Goliath that isn't very good.
So, hello everyone. Hello everyone. This is you might not be able to tell from the complete nonsense that just befell you. This is a fucking reaction to Deku vs. Asta, and I am joined by Nickel and Cloud. Yeah, I ran out of ideas the moment I opened my mouth. Say hello.
At least I'm worth 5 cents instead of 0. But,
you could have just said nickel and dime.
You can tell how invested we are in the characters in this episode by the fact we were talking about Lion-O and He-Man instead. Yeah, you heard me.
Yep. Alright, let's just press play.
It's time for Deku's funeral!
Yeah. Deku's not gonna win this, is he? He'd better not.
I'll be pissed. I will be genuinely upset if this green shit doesn't die.
I mean, I am still rooting for Deku, because everything about Asta is insufferable. that I've seen.
There's nothing stopping you from just getting every superpower you want.
What is stopping you from just getting the power to turn off other people's powers, bitch?
Well, shit.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
First off, that sword is a damn club.
Izuku Midoriya wanted only one thing.
Aw, he's so tiny.
To be a beacon of hope, just like his idol, the number
God, what
one
happened to
superhero
his
and
mom?
All Might.
She got fat.
Short? Is that? Do those things coincide? I've seen tall, fat people.
No, she just got short because she aged.
Dang, it must have been rough.
God, I'm remembering back when I actually liked Deku as a character in season 1.
I liked him in season 1, but then he gets.
I like him in
boring.
the first half of season 2 as well. Like the Deku Todoroki tournament fight is a great moment for his character.
Yeah.
His body secretly decaying
Ow.
from horrific injury. All Might needed to find the one
He got
who
shot
would
by a
inherit
smooth
his
criminal.
powerful quirk.
And All Might didn't want just
Uh.
anybody. The hero world was
I'll never forget just Big Chill, but it's All Might. It's when he got buff. So funny.
He saw
I mean,
that in young Midoriya
fucking
and gave him one
big-chested Big Chill isn't as bad as Ultimate Big Chill, who literally has the exact same powers, but just like a flaming hot Cheetos design.
Yeah.
I didn't even want
They
content.
don't even give him new powers. He just does the same thing. It's not even a notable degree different.
And that's when he decided to own the name used as a cudgel against him for so many years. Turns out, Deku can also be an abbreviation for Dekuru, someone who can do anything.
That sounds about right.
Yeah! Look at that!
What? Smoke screen?
I'm
Black
pretty sure
Widow?
with
What the hell is
Fajin, he can just replicate 100% one for all without the detriment.
Quickly destroy
Like,
What?
fuck off. And Gear Shift
What's
can
the
make it.
point of
Gear Shift
having
can-
the detriment
Gear Shift
if
can
you
push it
just
to
avoid it?
120%, to my knowledge.
This lets him increase his speed and durability.
Oh god, it's the video game.
I'll be honest, I
Remember when
actually.
they made a sequel?
I enjoy
It was
One's
just
Justice.
DLC pack, basically.
No, I enjoy One's Justice 2 more than I enjoy most of modern My Hero Aka. They have him beating up Asta
That's
in
fair,
Jump Force.
honestly.
That's great.
I played the first My Hero game, and then what the fuck?
It's basically just a much worse Ninja Storm.
Like, the second game is just a DLC pack. Let's be fucking real.
Yeah. I mean, it's got some good balance updates, I think.
That'd be good at least, but I don't want to pay a whole nother $60 fucking for the same fucking game when you could just update the damn thing.
I got it for 15 on special, so.
Oh no, he sounds weird in a realm of superheroes where people have spikes for heads.
Or speech bubbles for head.
Yeah, we're.
Whoever the hell was that lady with crab arms, what the fuck?
Ruthless criminals like Stain, Muscular, and Overhaul came much to his old bully's chagrin. Where Bakugo was a child, he now found himself overshadowed by his hard-working rival, and the two would use their mutual respect and animosity to motivate each other to get stronger.
I do like that they actually had
The
Bakugo.
muscular fight was kind of fucking lame.
Yeah, he literally just Deku punches him a bunch.
Who could have guessed?
I do like that Bakugo actually won the second fight or the only proper fight they ever had on screen. It feels like the only time they ever since season 2 they acknowledge that Deku's not this superhero ubermensch. And you can still.
Oh look, he has vectors.
Oh god.
Ew.
Gives him a minor reactive precognition.
AKA, he's Spider-Man.
I was gonna say he's just Miles, great.
Biggest Spidey fan ever.
He can also
Yeah,
smoke
but he's more like.
in your hair or store kinetic
That
energy.
dead face!
Like that. By storing up enough.
Ah!
Light's max power.
The fact he was just doing jumping jacks with the deadpan face is what broke me.
Tornadoes with a single punch.
The hell?
And he's even stronger with his newest quirk, Gear Shift. which allows him to increase the speed of an object.
mean Gear 4? Oh, wait.
Ripping off One
No,
Piece.
It makes him make things move really, really fast.
What? He can warp? What?
Reality warping. Ooh.
No, I don't think he can. Pretty sure reality warping is... I mean, I'd be surprised. I didn't really pay much attention to this whole analysis. It's...
Oh god, is that what he looks like without the mask? What the fuck?
His
I
whole
thought he-
face,
Yeah.
his whole face is just scar tissue now because All Might punched him that hard in the schnoz. Like he beat his head to a pulp. He should have died. Oh, there's the country level feat.
Jesus Christ.
Just goes to show that even One for All isn't a one-man army. Deku's true
And you know, unless you have like 9 people to leech off of who had it before you.
Or if you have Eri.
Yeah.
I like how Deku's best modern moment was really more of a moment for Bakugo and Todoroki than it was for him. That's great.
Yeah.
Magic.
Oh, I love that card game. I haven't
Magic.
I haven't
I'm
kept
a
up with the
Yu-Gi-Oh
meta
man
in years
myself.
though, so I'm probably really shit at it now.
I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh man myself.
Oh, I haven't kept up with Yu-Gi-Oh for even longer than I haven't kept up with Magic, so I'm even worse at that probably.
Because keep showing random garbage into it, and I don't like it. He's 5'1". How? Jeez.
That's a good catchphrase.
Ah! That's basically my catchphrase,
Just
isn't it?
screaming.
Yes, you do, all of the time. But Asta had a
For a second, I read Child of Magic absorbing Lucida as like fucking child absorbing magic. I'm like, does he absorb children?
That would probably be more
That's
interesting
a
than what his
good way
actual
to
power
do
is.
it.
Wizard King, really, guys?
Wizard King?
Magic Emperor, but
Oh my
we all
god.
know what they mean.
Also ripping off One Piece.
David brought it up. David.
Both of them ripping off One Piece. Can't believe it.
Who would have guessed? One Piece is influential. It's almost like it's good.
But huge, frightening Vectorial
That thing is a club. What
I mean, the difference
hell?
is that from what I know, Luffy's powers actually sound interesting and cool, and Asta's powers
They are.
don't.
He also has a weakness, and he's on the, which is what he's surrounded by near
Yeah,
constantly.
I fucking just love the concept of a pirate whose weakness is he can't fucking swim.
It's sick like a rock.
He gets fucked off. He gets fucked over in the water. That's so funny to me.
The Uno reverse card. Can't help but feel like that is not the first time Boomstick has mentioned a Uno reverse
Wow,
card.
that's too bad that Deku doesn't use magic.
It wasn't long
Yeah.
before Asta was accepted into one of
Almost
the
like these guys aren't very compatible for a fight. Hmm.
filled with lazy drunkards, antisocial otakus, and literal sociopaths.
I mean, Asta's other option was someone whose everything is magic, so that would have gone interesting.
That would have been. Ooh, that would.
I mean, Meliodas would have died, so I wouldn't exactly complain.
Yeah.
Asta harnesses the power of anti-magic by summoning swords imbued with it from the grimoire. Normally, these swords would quickly drain the
grimoire.
mana from anyone foolish enough to wield them, but Asta does not have any mana, turning his greatest weakness into a one-of-a-kind strength.
He's got his classic Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
Greatsword which cuts through spells
That is cool though that his power actually plays into the fact that he doesn't have the power everyone else does.
That is interesting. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's kind of.
I like how that's actually like set up from the start. Unlike, oh well, since you didn't have a quirk, you were kind of just naturally
that's kind of what,
predisposed to be the perfect
Instead of, you know,
candidate for.
That's what One
Yeah.
for
For
All
One
used to
for
be
All.
before like season 3.
Poison to preventing
It's just like, man, instead of just giving him what he needs, how about just make what he has useful in some unique way, instead of just giving him everything.
It's worth noting that these
Deku
swords
should have
are
been Batman.
specifically for countering
Swear.
magical
I
attacks.
seriously don't mind him having One for All. I just don't like how what they did with One for All. I like Deku being this guy who, like, otherwise is strong for a regular bloke, maybe, of his age, but his power requires him to mutilate himself, essentially, and the more he uses it, the more he risks giving himself permanent damage. Like, I like that. I'm glad they got rid of it.
Sword, but it's complicated. Let's Asta actually select what he does and does not want to cut, only affecting his target while leaving anything else unharmed.
Okay, at this
That's
point,
pretty cool.
isn't that just magic?
Magic with a loop.
You're talking about Black Clover.
The blade long enough to become a master
Oh
swordsman to
jeez.
boot.
You literally said magic at the beginning of the thing, and you didn't expect magic?
Spin himself like a tornado to deflect magic.
Oh, spinning time!
Forward at
Oh,
like
shit.
a charging bull. Launch
Oh, yeah.
Anti-magic projectiles and even channel anti-magic into his swords to vastly increase their size.
Oh, I hope
That's
he
a
does
big
that in the
sword.
fight. I hope he does that in the
That
fight.
that's probably gonna fight against one
Just you
soul,
do it
like
and then
one-
club him to death
like
with a
1
giant
million%.
sword.
Pretty sure 1,000,000% is gonna clash with that. That's like the obvious interaction.
Club
Probably
his
the only cool
bitch
thing
ass.
I expect.
Oh fuck! Wait, was that Ryuk from Death Note? What the fuck was that?
Too bad for Asta, though. He had one serious inner demon.
Literally, housed within the five-leaf clover grimoire was Liba, a demon exiled from hell for completely lacking magical powers, and who just so happened to get adopted by Asta's mother.
Until he got possessed by a different demon and killed her. Vowing vengeance on all
Huh.
demonkind, Liba manifested anti-magic from his hatred as a way to kick their asses. Which gave him and Asta a lot of common ground, despite the whole, mom murder thing.
In fact, the two became true brothers and formed an unstoppable duo. Liba can actually
For them.
fully merge with Asta for a massive power boost that lasts up to 5 minutes, at the cost of leaving Asta nearly powerless for the next half hour.
Come on, I want it. Yeah, I'll take it if I get to be strong enough to slice buildings to pieces.
You are strong enough to do that.
Tear the most powerful demons apart. Give me the goddamn book. I'm the book boy, okay?
Even characters
I'm
earlier
the
in the
book
series
boy.
like Toli had
The
magic
book.
capable of
Know
controlling
your
and
fucking
vaporizing
place,
the entire
redneck.
Clover Kingdom in a single attack. And
Oh, if
demons
he had
also
said that, I
fought
would've
since
laughed.
Dante and Sephiroth are losing.
See?
Hell, screw all these
You gotta give him a superiority complex.
powers. Asta's body
Like,
is
I'm
so
clearly better than
well
you,
trained,
okay?
he dodged a beam of light while sleeping. As in, he
You
was
be
asleep,
friends and be
but the
assholes to
horse
each
race
other, and it
sneezed
can be
pushed
with
his head
words, not
out
with
the way of
pain.
a beam of light. Light speed sneezes, everyone. And
What the
Despite
fuck?
his headstrong and irritating personality,
AKA screaming at the top of his lungs as often as possible.
Asta's an intelligent fighter who has leveraged his skill.
I gotta
against
imagine
far more
Demons.
experienced foes.
Why didn't even say Demon Slayer? Black Clover fans aren't gonna be terribly chuffed, but that sort of it.
With them at his side,
Uh,
there's no way he
reduction of
won't
his
climb
character
the
to
ranks
just
to
that.
take the Wizard King's
That's like the worst chastising they've given him, really. Otherwise, they've been
Yeah.
kind of singing his praises.
Yeah, aside from the fact that he's a rip-off of Luffy.
Yeah.
Even talking to Black Clover fans recently, when I say that Asta's a little loud, their response is usually,
of his own.
well, the dub's not as bad.
It's never a denial, it's just, well, there's this version.
Alright, they did nothing in
And
the
of course, the
analysis.
manga doesn't have voice acting.
They did no
so.
calcs in the
The
analysis.
manga's quiet.
so, I'm just running on the fact that I think Asta wins.
Guess what? It gets bigger.
I still like that people brought up the fact that Deku's in his current manga outfit while Asta's in his anime outfit, not his current manga one.
I still think Deku sounds weird.
Yeah, the inflection's off. The voice is accurate, the inflection's off.
I do love Asta's strategy of just hit him really hard.
You know, because as I said, he's an intelligent fighter.
Yeah, it's like how I spam Earthquake in Pokemon. More
Wear him,
swords.
Asta. Fuck him up.
Deku's
Oh,
dumb
I didn't
green
give
ass.
my finale predictions. I realized. I'll do that after
Just
this.
pause it when the fight's over.
Yeah, hit pause before the finale shows up, and then give us your prediction.
All right, this is the part that none of us have seen.
Wait, now he's
Spinning
Zoro.
time,
What the
let's
fuck?
go!
One Piece
Let's go!
again. Leave One Piece alone.
What the?
Oh yeah,
We are Deku.
Black Whip. I still don't like the name.
Wait, are you not using magic? Magic Emperor would I be if I can't beat a guy like this? Detroit Smash!
Now that sounded off.
Wait, is he just going to Detroit smash him again?
That Detroit
Holy
smash
shit.
sounded so off to me.
More swords. He's doing it again.
Oh, he is. Now you're using
It's
Asta's
just-
technique.
Oh, now you get the
Ew.
Ugh. I'll admit, it's kind of funny that it's muffled.
Yeah, I just don't
Hey,
like
you-
the way he's saying it. Especially given this season that gave us Jonathan.
Give me that back.
I'm on Giant Sword. Okay.
I don't know what Detroit is, but it
Okay,
sounds
that got me.
horrible.
I don't know what what this is,
But it
but it
sounds-
sounds sad.
It sounds disappointing.
It sounds disappointing.
If he doesn't get out the giant sword, I'm going to be pissed. Oh, that was a cool shot, though. I like that.
It still feels weird Deku's not said full cowling in this whole thing. That's all he ever does is scream full cowling.
Oh, unreasonably buff bird.
No use not going all out anymore. I just gotta hit him really hard.
Yes,
Yep,
now you're getting
that's
it.
about what it boils down to.
1 billion.
He just seriously bust
Big
out the
sword.
move that he only used 1,000,000,000% because he had hysterical strength at the time, which is a phenomenon that requires very specific situation.
Ow.
What if he just falls on the sword? Oh, all
Hey,
that.
hey, you dumb shit.
No giant sword.
Fucking, it's weird that they made fun of Asta for
Lame.
screaming all the time, but they had Deku scream like fucking most of his lines. They had him scream way more.
Hey! 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 That was the best part
Run,
of the fight.
Hercule.
That was the best
Run.
part of this whole fight.
Poor Deku.
That wasn't bad.
The
That
winner.
wasn't bad.
Now he gets to fight the champ.
Shoved him into
That was
great
okay.
big locker in the sky.
That was alright, yeah.
No
It had
giant
some parts I like.
sword.
I don't know what Detroit is.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm sad
I
there was no
I like that
sword.
Deku just decides randomly, you know what, I'm just gonna go 100% and try to completely liquefy this guy in this friendly tournament.
Plus, quirks are biological mutations, not connected
And
to
Hercule's
some
just like, I'm out of here. Fuck this.
Anti-magic
Ooh!
we're basically useless here.
He's gonna get Boo to deal with
I
it.
don't want to fight that guy. We use the sword like a club. Ugh.
Boo to deal with it.
This time, Brawn beat Brains.
Let's crunch some numbers. Deku's
Oh,
greatest
yeah.
strength was splitting that enormous cloud formation with Bakugo.
By measuring the size of the island and comparing it to the
big
clouds above,
cylinder.
we can determine they dispersed over 63 trillion kilograms of water.
That's the weight of the Great Pyramid of Giza.
You could also bring up the actual number they listed there.
And required an energy
Okay,
of
here we go.
nearly 80 teratons of TNT per punch.
Let's compare that to Asta. But Tony's spell was going to be strong enough to vaporize a country the size of the Clover Kingdom.
We can use this map from the manga to estimate the size of Clover Kingdom to be about 500 kilometers in diameter, about half the length of Great Britain. Vaporizing a country of that
British.
size would require an energy of over 480 teratons of TNT, over 6 times greater than Deku's punch.
While Asta uses anti-magic, it isn't an automatic counter. It needs
Swords
to
are better than
be
punches and
the
kicks.
spell it's combating. And Asta's gotten way stronger since.
Asta was also quicker. Sure, scaling to Shigaraki would give Deku roughly light speed reaction time.
But Asta could dodge light in his sleep, and that's his base form, even before transforming with Liba to get way faster.
And since Deku and Asta's precognitive abilities more or less matched each other, it was only a matter of time before Asta simply overwhelmed him.
Especially since Deku has struggled in the past against faster opponents. Sure, Deku was smarter, but if he literally didn't have enough time to come up with a plan of attack before getting hammered, his brains were wasted.
Deku's tactical brilliance and harem-scarum tenacity definitely gave his opponent a run for his money, but Asta's raw power, blinding speed, and deadlier weaponry spelled the end for All Might's pupil.
Deku gave it his all, and I wish he had won. Hasta la vista.
The winner is Asta.
All right, Nem, what's your finale prediction?
What is
Okay.
it?
Okay, I'm gonna give 3 serious ones and a joke one.
Okay.
So, don't react. So,
All right.
Bowser versus Eggman, Kyle versus
Okay.
Simone,
Okay.
Joker versus Giorno, and the joke one, Gogeta versus Vegito, because I've been joking about
Okay.
that with Biff for a while.
All right, let's
Alright,
see
let's
if you're
see.
All
right.
right.
Hey, if you want more Death Metal ASAP, why not grab
Shut
Hi.
up, Ben.
exclusive emotes, bad
Hello,
live
Ben.
live streams, and a bunch of
Ben.
behind the scenes
Come on, let's go.
I'm gonna
Gogeta
give you
versus
a cake
Vegito.
and punch you in the nose.
I was fucking joking!
By the way, is this supposed to be December? Is this supposed to be December 20th? That's pretty far away.
Yeah.
You're laughing. Finale is Gogeta versus Vegito, and you're laughing.
The finale's another Dragon Ball fight, and you're laughing. You think this is funny?
A lame ass.
No!
You don't like
Gogeta
Dragon Ball,
versus
you're not
Omnimon! No!
Vegeta's in the season. Vegeta is in this season 3 times, and you're laughing. 3, by the way. For everyone who's been saying 2, you're wrong.
Oh god! Oh my god!
There have been a lot of people saying 2.
Oh my god! Oh. Yo, joke.
What a fuzzball!
I am.
So I wanna make it clear. I don't think I have ever in my life been less excited for a death battle, like, genuinely.
Really? I didn't notice.
Alright, I had to go for a second. Did I miss any interesting discussion?
I don't think I've ever been less excited for a death battle, and I mean that 100% genuinely.
Oh yeah, me neither.
I'm less excited than I was for Akuma Khan. I'm less excited than I was for Asta Deku. I wish the worst of it was that I was a little bummed it's not Gogeta Omnimon, which I wouldn't have even wanted as a finale to begin with.
Especially not in the season that gave us
for the people that have been complaining about too much Dragon Ball oversaturation, I'm sure it's just fucking lovely that they're getting pretty much 4 Dragon Ball characters completely overtaking the finale. And I believe it also said it will be coming out December 20th, which is a long time to wait.
2 weeks. This is more than 2 weeks.
That's quite a while to wait for just another Dragon Ball matchup. And then there's my biggest thing is this.
By Tomodachi apparently, so I think it's another 3D one.
It's such a pointless episode. Like, obviously, I get that it is highly requested. I get that it is a big debate which is stronger, like Fusion Dance or Potara Fusion. But they're going to have the same voice actors. 90% of their arsenal is going to be the same. Bar maybe 2 or 3 forms, they're going to have all the same forms. They said that they're going to use Xeno, which, as far as I know, both scale to exactly the same in Xeno. They should both just scale to the strongest characters.
Fun.
They literally had 2 Dragon Ball characters in this season, where they managed to get around the problem where Dragon Ball scaling is all the same by doing 1 canon, 1 Xeno. Now they're just shitting on that.
Just as an excuse.
It's such a lame finale, and the worst part is that, like, as far as I've been told, they've said that they're still willing to do Gogeta Omnimon somewhere down the line, and at this point, I kind of don't even want it anymore, because just for the sake of the people that feel so burnt out and oversaturated on Dragon Ball in Death Battle, which is completely understandable. At this point, I am too.
I kind of doubt.
I'm sure they're not fucking dying to see Gogeta in another Death Battle.
Oh man.
Like,
you know, if they had done Super Vegeta versus GT Gogeta, that probably would have been more interesting. Because then you would basically be doing GT versus Super and analyzing the feats from both series.
I mean, at least they would have different things to scale to.
That would be the most interesting way to do. I mean, it's not terribly interesting, but it would be
no version of this fight is terribly interesting.
Like, it's crazy because at least with like the Mega Man Royale, where it's 5 Mega Mans, they're all 5 different characters. With this one, it's not even a joke saying that they're the same character. Like, you could argue that, if they were using Super and GT, that's technically 2 different versions of Goku and Vegeta. No, they're compositing everything. So, it's Z Goku and Z Vegeta for both. It's Super Goku and Super Vegeta for both. It's Xeno Goku and Xeno Vegeta for both. It's so fucking pointless. It's such a fucking stupid matchup.
Yeah, it is. dumb. I love that the finale this season completely alienates anyone who just doesn't like Dragon Ball or just doesn't care for it. That's my favorite
Yeah,
part. Anyone,
like
at least with comic books, people are at least like, you either like DC or you like Marvel, and if you don't like either, at least you know they exist because the movies and whatnot. Like, I know you know Dragon Ball exists, but
Well,
I don't know. I
usually,
see a
Like,
lot more
to,
comic
to,
fans
to
than I
give
do
the
Dragon Ball
smallest bit of
fans.
positivity towards this, since it's going to be a longer waiting period, I assume that means they're going to put considerably more work into the episode, and therefore I expect it to be pretty decent, at bare minimum. Like, objectively, the animation I expect to look good, and the analysis I expect to be thorough enough and to
I'm
have a
expecting
reasonable enough conclusion.
very
I expect it
different.
not to suck, pretty much.
I'm expecting a very
And I
different
understand that
structure.
there are people that like this matchup and that are really excited for this episode. More power to you if you like it, but genuinely, I'm just fucking like, the lowest I can say is that this matchup just isn't interesting. The highest I can say is that it's fucking irritating that this is the finale they picked.
Yeah, if it was any other slot, I wouldn't be as upset. Or, I guess, annoyed. I'm not even upset. I'm just, like, why? I'm just questioning it. It's so weird. So, is Gogeta gonna lose?
Probably.
I mean, he
Damn
should.
it.
If you're literally just doing the exact same Goku and Vegeta's fusing, Potara has way more statements of being superior to Fusion Dance. Fusion Dance has no statements of being superior to Potara, and Fusion Dance has one maybe statement of saying it's equal to Potara, which is the Broly.
Like,
and even then,
the biggest
I should note that the way it's worded could easily be interpreted as they're both equally good solutions to an impossible problem, not they're equally strong. While basically all the Potara ones are going, yeah, no, Potara shits on Fusion Dance. This is a divine thing, not something some dumb aliens with vests came up.
Like, the most I think maybe you could argue is maybe somewhere in the depths of, like, fucking, if they're going full composite, in the depths of some obscure Dragon Ball video game or fucking trading card, and maybe Gogeta has a form that just by sheer coincidence happens to have an ability that can beat any Vegeta or whatever the fuck. But, like, they should have access to the same, like, peak power forms, like, both of them, by merit of just having Xeno, Goku, and Vegeta in them, should have access to Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Both should have access to Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker, which is a stupid fucking name.
Christ. That is a mouthful.
I should
Like-
not have complained about how we're not getting Super Saiyan 4 in Death Battle again, because now I regret saying that.
I wish we were
Because
being Super Saiyan 4.
genuinely, I would have taken fucking, like, I would have taken Galactus Unicron over this. I would have taken fucking Kyle Simone over this. I would have taken fucking Ant-Man versus Atom over this.
I would have
taken Deku versus
I guess-
Asta 2 over this.
I would have taken Vegito versus Juggernaut over this. And
Wait, what?
that's barely a matchup. I would have taken
I
Vegito
would have
versus
taken
Dr. Fate over
Goku
this.
versus Vegeta over this.
I would have taken Goku versus Goku over this.
So,
Like, I'm not even joking. Because
will
I
say
like
one thing that's
Goku
kinda neat.
more than I like Vegito.
So, let's see. Gogeta. I didn't know he got Super Saiyan 3.
I also want to make it clear that if
Yeah,
you
it's
like this
wonderful.
matchup, more power to you. If you like Vegito more, unfortunately, you're just wrong.
Yeah. Apparently,
looking at anyone in
Gogeta has a
particular.
gold ape form. I didn't know that. Did y'all know he had that?
What, Golden
Vegeta.
Grade Ape?
Yeah, Gogeta can
Yeah.
go golden grade ape.
He can go Super
I
Saiyan
mean,
4, of
he
course
can go Super Saiyan 4, so that makes sense.
That'd be just cool to see, at least. Like,
think,
it's something different that Vegito doesn't have.
No,
Thank
Vegito
God.
can also go Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah, if Vegeta can go Super Saiyan 4, there's no reason he shouldn't be able to go Golden Grade Ape.
Has he ever done it, though?
There's no reason he shouldn't be. Literally,
No, but I'm
by
pretty
to
sure
unlock Super Saiyan 4, you have to be able to go Golden Grade Ape.
Like,
I'm
I don't
trying to
think-
make this
I don't
work,
think,
damn it.
Gogeta's ever gone regular grade 8, but he definitely could. Got a tail and all.
Let's see. Xenoverse. Xenoverse 2, where he's about to throw a punch at Brolic.
And so somebody also mentioned in one of the servers that we're in, they're not looking forward to another list of here's fucking a billion Dragon Ball Xeno shit to look into for all the ridiculous scaling these characters get and that fucking headache all over again. Like, it felt special that we got Xeno with Xeno Trunks of I never really thought Xeno Dragon Ball would come to Death Battle. I thought, like, it's not all that niche and plenty of people requested it, just didn't seem like the kind of thing they do. And then they did, and it felt cool that they tackled it. And now they're doing it again in the same season with fucking the most boring Dragon Ball debate you could fucking manage.
Yeah, it's annoying because like we didn't just get Xeno this season. We got Xeno with the flagship character, like the character from Heroes Online Xenoverse. That's Sphere, and now we're getting these like tertiary characters who are there, but they don't even show up in the story of Xenoverse. Like they're not in Xenoverse 1 and 2 story. They're, I imagine, barely in Heroes from what I've seen.
And you know what the worst part is? It's that characters like Vegeta, like Trunks, like fucking every other Dragon Ball character they've had, or every other oversaturated series they've had, Marvel, DC, Street Fighter, whatever. All of these characters have unique stories to them. Gogeta and Vegeta literally are just the result of a technique that they use whenever they need to beat a strong guy. The summary for both of these characters can be summed up by this is just the form Goku and Vegeta take whenever they need to beat a very strong foe. They literally do not exist outside of being used to defeat strong foes. They are techniques, they are not characters.
The difference is one of them tends to work, the other one does not.
Yeah, like, the best that Vegito has ever accomplished is technically he accomplished what he was setting out to do by separating the people from Super Buu. You know what that did? That made Kid Buu, which not only was he a shittier villain than Super Buu, not only did he just make the Buu saga continue to go on longer than it had any reason to go on, he also just immediately blew up the fucking planet, and had Hercule not have been saved right there and then by Goku fucking like split second making a completely rash decision, and had Hercule not been there and befriended Buu in general in the first place, would have been the end.
Okay, I checked on Twitter. That is the final Sprite animation this year, so... Yep.
Meanwhile, Vegito could have just fucking vaporized. And then Vegito couldn't beat Zamasu, which called for the plot to introduce Super Saiyan Rage, which is the dumbest, most fucking ass-pull power-up in canonical Dragon Ball history, and then led to the end of the Goku Black arc, which is the worst ending to an arc I've ever fucking seen.
Okay.
The only reason I can feasibly think to like Vegito more than Gogeta is maybe you find his design cooler. Because as far as just looking cool and doing cool fight shit, which is 90% of what they set out to do anyway, that's all Gogeta does as well. And he does it like, he delivered Fusion Reborn, which is still fucking peak Dragon Ball movie, Super Broly, which is just the best animated thing Dragon Ball has ever put out. We don't talk about G.
We don't talk about GT.
As much as I am a GT apologist, fucking Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta did not fucking do anything. He fucked around with Omega Shenron until the fusion ran out, and then once again he pulled a Vegito. He fucked around, didn't get the job done, and then the weird fucking plot spirit bomb had to happen and kill Omega Shenron.
Admittedly, to be fair, at least when Gogeta fucked around, it had some personality to it.
Yeah, I still love the fake Kamehameha with the party popper. That's awesome.
If we get that in the death battle, at least I'll have something.
We already had it in the DBX, man. Like,
yeah.
The DBX was just
like,
good enough.
The worst thing is, as a fight, what the fuck else could you do with this? Because like, there's really not that much to analyze. Like, there's a shit ton of abilities and forms to analyze, not that much character or story. So it's mostly gonna be fight anyway. And fucking the DBX has already had the fight. The fucking Kyorinjutsu's already done the fight a few times, if I'm not wrong, and
All
he's
of them
fucking
are gonna be better
killed
than
it.
Death Battle, I'm certain.
Like,
Also, Gogeta won the DBX, so that's all you need to watch.
We're gonna get a Beam Clash finisher, I guess. It's gonna be probably
And-
Final Kamehameha versus Big Bang Kamehameha.
on the chance that somebody
So just
working
the-
on this episode
just the fight.
is watching this reaction, no shade towards you. I don't mean to just fucking relentlessly tear down the thing you like, but man,
No, this is tearing down the matchup, not anyone doing it. And also,
Yeah.
just for some damage control, because I feel sad that I need to say this, but I feel like I need to. If you feel the desire to go and harass Death Battle and like the people behind it and all that, maybe try jumping off a cliff instead. You know, that'd probably be a better usage of your time. Frankly.
Yeah.
and like, I don't know, man. To sum up my feelings, to quote one of the most legendary food critics out there, my disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
For me, it's the version where it's like, I expected nothing, and I was still let down. I think that's Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle or something.
I don't think is there any legendary quote about how I can finally get some fucking sleep and without having to think about anything?
What?
Is there a quote about me just being able to go to sleep now? Because there's nothing about this matchup that's going to keep me awake.
I have no idea. Maybe.
Yeah, I've seen so many comments of, wow, this is going to be the first time I've slept through a finale.
Good. You know,
Not
how
by
you
any
do.
merit of the episode itself, just because fucking Gogeta versus Vegito is such a nothing sandwich of a matchup.
It's a
Oh,
non.
no,
It's
how
like-
you.
No,
Now
it's
you
it's
voice
not
your
it's not even a
disapproval.
nothing
Don't
sandwich, because a
engage.
nothing sandwich would just be bread, and at the very least that's filling. It's like you've taken bread, you've ripped it into pieces, run it under tap water, and then blended it, and then you've decided to drink half of it instead and throw the other out in the trash.
It's like
Gross.
blended white bread.
Yeah, kinda, huh?
Yeah.
Like bread. I like bread. Bread's
All right. Well,
good. But,
we've been doing this basically every time we do these now. Let's go rewatch that fight, I guess, because that's probably.
you sure you don't want to rewatch literally any other episode on the screen right now?
Yes. Because it's probably
Like
a lot I missed.
SpongeBob and Aquaman.
Deku versus Asta wasn't bad at all. This episode
Nah.
ended
Because
up pretty
I
decent.
ended
My
up
my
forgetting
only
that
thing
shit.
is just I don't like fucking Deku screaming the same thing over and over again, just because like
Oh, giant
It hits-
sword.
He doesn't
it
even
hits
scream
weird.
it well.
I don't like it. I don't
You
like
know,
Deku screaming.
his voice crack's
They
not
mentioned
good.
that little.
Detroit
They- you
smash!
know-
Detroit smash!
I just
Again,
wait
no-
for one.
no-
I realized.
no shade to the
wait,
voice.
You
Aqua-
cannot. You can't make
One-
fun of
Deku.
Asta for screaming all the time and then have Deku be the one screaming
I
all the
want to be
time.
clear, no
One-
insult to the voice actor or actress. I don't actually know.
I just want to.
Deku's got a voice I feel
I just-
either can do or maybe
I just-
neither. But
I just realized on the in the arena at the top TV, whenever the fight first starts, Aquaman's on there for some reason. And then for whatever
Nancy, is there
reason,
anything
they
to
did. They
stand
went
out
into
to?
like big detail about that demon guy that Asta, is like friends
also,
with.
they,
And
the
he
im-
just backs out immediately and
the
never
imp-
like
the-
until the form.
the implication that the
Yeah.
moment Asta starts using his swords to cut, he instantly kills Deku, kind of implies
This-
that Asta could have easily ended the fight, like literally immediately. So fuck
This
Deku, I
dude-
guess.
Like Asta's demon friend here kind of got a worse hand than Senket's, and that says a lot.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
Senket's
because
got something.
no,
Senket's-
that's
he didn't
that's
get
not
paid.
nearly as bad at hand, because Liba is at least just like
Jeez.
not being included that much, which I don't know how accurate that is, but that's not as bad as just a blatantly shit talking Senketsu the entire time and just treating him like shit.
Yeah, I would
I
prefer
just remember
Senketsu get
seeing
no
people
lines than
wanting
voice
him
talk.
to be involved. Like I remember people talking
Yeah.
about wanting the demon and Asta to have like interactions, and no, they
Honestly, this
just,
doesn't even
they
feel
just
in
fucked off.
character.
Like, honestly, I would have rather Senketsu just didn't fucking say or do anything. than
I'd rather him
get
just be a
treated like
regular
shit.
shirt.
You know,
Yeah, I'd rather him just be a regular fucking school uniform than just get treated like that.
It feels a little strange to me that, like, because, so in Hiroaka, whenever Deku does a Detroit Smash, it's treated as, like, this incredibly powerful technique. Here, when he does it, it has, like, no impact. It's like just a regular punch. That feels weird to me. Like, they got it right with All Might, where every time he said something before a smash, it had a shit ton of impact. Here, it's like, it's literally just to get a good line from Asta.
I don't know what this Detroit
It's almost
is.
like All Might versus Might Guy is such a good episode that no My Hero episode will fucking ever live up to it.
But, like, even, like, I'm not asking it to be as good as that. I'm asking it to just have the Detroit Smash be treated with the reverence it's treated in canon. It's one of Deku's, like, big moves. Here it's just a punch. I guess that's an alright shot.
Honestly, I could do less with treating Deku with any kind of reverence. We get quite enough of that in the manga.
No, this is treating All Might's technique with reverence, to be clear. Oh yeah, I don't think Deku uses shoot style, really. Like, he doesn't do any of the shoot style stuff that he gathered in... Does he just stop doing that in the... Oh, and then...
I don't think he just stopped.
Alright, I got an idea. We just gotta hit him really hard. Sounds like something my dad would say.
Now, I remember 1,000,000%,
Right.
or 1,000,000,000% being treated as if it's a result of hysterical strength in the manga and anime, so I don't know how he can just bust it out.
I found out how to beat him. I swear to God, if you say hit him really hard, I'm
I'll
going to
punch
hit
you.
you really hard in the dick.
What if we hit really hard?
Catch the sword,
So we
dummy.
can hit him really hard together?
That's literally how it goes with Asta and his little buddy.
Catch this sword, idiot.
Yeah, I'll be honest, this is probably one of the more, or probably the most generic episode in this season, I want to say. I mean, I guess that's
It
fitting.
just kind of happened.
but
This is the most death battle episode
I'm trying
ever.
to see if there's anything I can, like, attach to here. Like, it's not bad. But other than Asta's, I don't know what this Detroit is. There's
Literally.
I don't know who
All
this
they needed.
Detroit guy is, but I'm getting a little sick of him hitting me.
All they needed for me was the giant sword, and they didn't have the giant fucking sword that
But
they
no,
talked
they had
about.
they had the fucking black whip tongue.
They have
Deku eat a book.
eating a fucking book.
This really
Watch
just-
the animation when it gets ripped out of his mouth.
This
by the
really
way. It's
just
weirdly
feels like,
fluid.
Season 2 Deku. Like, he does use his other things with, like, Black Whip and the gas fart and throwing the building somehow.
Did you just kick a building at him?
He, like,
I
telekinesis.
think it was like telekinesis.
I don't
Hell,
know,
like,
just, like,
he has
the-
that too.
Yeah. The way Deku's fighting
I mean,
feels so
once you give your
blasé.
character reality warping, what the fuck is
Might
off
as
the table
well
from
give
that
him
point?
Like,
Telekinesis.
again,
I
this
mean,
is
if
treated like-
anything, that would be the one quirk that would make sense, because his mom has telekinesis. That would be the one thing that would fucking make sense
Yeah.
for him to have.
I'll be honest, this was treated like it's brains versus brawn, but Deku's stupider than Asta in this fight.
I was gonna say, Asta's the one who's like, "Oh, swords, fall on him, please."
It's kind of just Braun versus Braun, but the other Braun has a gun.
No, like, Asta,
A gun and
Asta like,
one
strategizes at the end here. He keeps the swords above, so that he can then stab Deku after the clash is over.
I
like-
just realized Hercule survived Boo, he survived Cell, he survived everything, and he, for some reason, everyone else is dead in the arena, and he survived this. As you notice, no one is around him whenever they close in on him.
Right, the
So I'm just
only-
gonna
Because
assume
Hercules he's just
I'm
the strongest guy ever. He's the champ.
built
Yeah,
different. I'm
he
just
beat
gonna
Beerus,
assume that
like,
he took the
these
brunt
guys
of that
really
and just
gonna take
sat
him out.
there.
I think the only strategy Deku actually used in this fight was using his tongue to grab the book.
Are you sure?
And
Punching
using
him
the
over and
Detroit
over
Smash
was
to
not a
grab his
strategy.
swords. Like, that and the
To
book
be
thing
fair,
are the only
To
strategies.
be completely fair, they try to make Deku out as a strategist in the actual manga too, and a lot of the fights just boil down to jumping around a little more or hitting something with your foot or a blast of air instead of just his hand
Yeah.
directly.
This really just had the energy of Jotaro versus Kenshiro.
They try to
but
sell
not
him as
being
a
bad.
strategist, and then the muscular fight happens.
This is a less bad Jotaro versus Kenshiro. Where the big brains versus brawn conflict is really just the brains tries to punch the other guy hard, but the other guy punches better.
I'm powerful, I punch the best.
Yeah. You're such a best, I'm powerful.
You claim survival of the fittest, I will live forever.
Wrong.
The god is a hootie, mightier than any marvel that break your face and improve it. I'm on Raw.
I'm on right.
I will never
I still-
forgive that episode for being
I'll
wrong.
never forgive Black Adam for getting lightning from Ra.
Yeah.
That's like getting a fireball from Zeus.
That's awesome. Zeus, christen me with your
Or
fire.
unleashing the might of Thanatos to create life.
I mean, Zeus probably can make fire, to be fair.
He can
If you
ignite the air with
electrocute
lightning,
something
but at that
wooden.
point, just use lightning.
Just
Yeah,
electrocute
I'm like,
something
even
wooden.
without lightning, I'm sure there's some story where Zeus just goes, I decided there's fire here, and thus there was.
You know what? I'm the god of gods. I can do whatever the
'Cause,
hell
like,
I want.
Zeus is
Fire!
the god of lightning, but Zeus can also just, like, become like a horse or like a swan.
A snake.
Well, because he's the god of the sky, you see. And I think transmutation...
Oh, yeah.
Transmutation is just like a thing that, like, all the Greek gods have. Like, they can all do that.
Yeah, so fucking transmute something into fire.
But, like, that's
Boom.
different. That's different than fireball.
I transmute
like
your organs into
all-
fire.
Most pantheons have, like, a shared set of abilities that all gods have. In the Greek case, they for the most part, they can all create constellations and, like, transmute matter. Same with Norse gods, I think. They all have transmutation. Babylonian gods all have fate manipulation. Like, shit like that. And Egyptian gods all have animal heads for no particular reason.
Guys, humor me.
Except
for...
Cyrus.
Oh, I forgot. Damn it, what was I going to say? It was going to be really funny. Shit.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, I'm always funny.
Nothing made me laugh harder than that next time reveal, though, so...
Yeah, I noticed you laughed for like a minute. Thought you were going to die.
I did too.
So maybe I
To
will.
be clear, I was laughing at the episode. To be clear with that
Yeah.
one.
I think it was pretty obvious. Who is...
But does that, like, even if it was as a joke, does that continue your trend of fucking guessing everything?
I guess
Death
it does.
battle predictable.
I guess it does, yeah. So
How'd you
the
know I
only
was going to throw that? 'Cause you
so every
predictable.
episode that I acknowledge from this season, I've seen coming. Get fucking owned, Deku. I've got better precognition than you, bitch.
Actually, this is like the second DBX this season, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third if you include Trunks Silver.
Oh, yeah.
Four.
Well, I mostly mean like from
Wait,
the
no.
recent season.
Hold on. How many this season have been? Okay.
Thor Vegeta? Thor versus Vegeta was one.
Trunks Silver.
I mostly mean like recent
Black Adam
season whenever they were
Apocalypse.
saying we're gonna do DBX and if people like the episode enough we'll make it a death battle episode. That's what I meant. Like,
Yeah, I
recent
get what
death-
you
We've
meant.
had four
but-
this season. We've had 4 this season. Black Adam Apocalypse, Trunks Silver, Thor Vegeta, and Gogeta Vegito. 3 of those being Dragon Ball ones,
Would've guessed.
Yeah.
and the other one being Marvel DC. Fuck
Yeah.
hell, lads.
Woof.
Like, the funniest part is, because I assume his reaction is gonna come out similarly. The fucking, Biff was saying, I hope it's not Dragon Ball, it's not
Oh,
cape shit, and then
I hope-
they pretty much just
I feel so
had
bad
Dragon
for
Ball
Biff.
cape shit.
I feel so bad for Biff. Because the difference between me and Biff is
Like,
that I at least like
He
Gogeta.
specifically was repeating over and over again, no Dragon Ball, no cape shit, no Dragon Ball, no cape shit, and I will be happy with whatever it is. And then it was like the cape shit matchup of Dragon Ball. It's pretty much Dragon Ball's cape shit matchup. It's the 2 most fucking Dragon Ball characters in Dragon Ball.
This would basically be like doing Black Adam versus Shazam. Because they have no real abilities to make it unique. They just have the same moveset. And they just are as strong as each other. And there's no... And they have fought each other. They have fought each other before.
Yeah, they do in
Gogeta
a
and
bunch
Vegeta
of
have
video
thrown
games.
hands, I think on multiple occasions even.
There's a what if scenario
The
in one of
worst part about it is
Tenkaichi
if you just stuck to
games.
like the main shows and manga, you would have a debate, but like in extended material, they're pretty much always shown as at least on par with each other.
Yeah, and the only thing to sway it one way or the other is that Vegito is stated to just be above Gogeta. And you can literally just drop that and be like, yeah, that's why Vegito wins. Because at
I
least
think
like,
that's
So
like a
his
little
timer is
fucking
longer.
shit cherry on top of this diarrhea Sunday is the fact that the episode's going to end with Vegito wins.
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's a
Fucking
draw, which
weird.
sounds really boring. And also, in the long run, I think Gogeta's time limit is worse. Because like Vegeta,
If it's a draw,
Gogeta,
if
I
it is
know.
a draw, I am going to fucking mauled. I am going to be so
'Cause
fucking upset.
Vegito
Darth
in
Maul.
Xeno, I don't think Vegito in Xeno has his power drain so fast he splits apart very quickly thing.
I know Vegito's is like an hour-long time limit on average, like generally. I think Gogeta's like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. I know Vegito's is longer.
Well, both of
'cause I
them can
remember
just
them
like fucking
mentioning it.
defuse because they went too high in power, and the fusion's like, oh, well, sorry, you got too strong, and you were
Yeah.
starting to beat the bad guy, so I guess you're just not fused anymore.
How bad would that be if like they're doing a big beam struggle at the end and then Vegito defuses and Gogeta just murders Goku and Vegeta?
I think it would be worse if they both defused and then the episode devolved into Goku and Vegeta versus Goku and Vegeta, because that's even worse. Because that's literally
Oh,
going to
jeez.
be the exact same characters fighting each other. Like, at least Gogeta and Vegito look different.
The only positive thing I hope to get out of this is maybe hearing Lanny Pator and Masako X as the
Yeah.
fusions. Like, I
Oh,
assume that's who we're
That
going
would
to
be
get,
cool.
That
but it'll
is-
be cool to hear the TFS voice actors as
The
fusions.
problem is, how are you
Do
going to
that.
differentiate the voices?
You're not
Yeah,
going to.
like, it's on one hand, cool, I get to hear TFS voice actors as fusions, most likely. But on the other hand, I get to hear them as fusions fighting themselves as fusions. Like, it's so
I,
fucking.
uh,
I actually had
I
into this
think-
problem when I did my How It Should Have Been of the DBX. I voiced Vegeta and Huan voiced Goku for the Gogeta fusion, but for Vegito we swapped which one we voiced. But when we put them together, they just kind of sound the
So-
same anyway. Because even though
I
you can
think-
notice a difference, even with different voices being fused, the fact that they're layered over the top of each other, and that the characters all have the same inflection, no.
I
Doesn't
think
work.
maybe they could put their own spin on it to help it a little bit,
Subtitles.
like Lanny and Masako could.
Add
Like they
subtitles.
could probably. So
Just-
I'm talking about the way they talk because they usually kind of go their own way to a point when it comes to voices. Maybe they could add something to make them talk slightly different. You know what I mean? Like make Vegito sound like a pompous asshole. I don't know, more than he already does.
See, the funny
I
thing
mean,
is,
it'll be crazy because assuming that it is the voice actors, not only will it be the third time we're getting Vegeta this season, it'll also be the third time Lanny Pator has voiced Vegeta this season.
That's awesome.
I like the most interesting thing about this matchup to me is literally just the dramatic finish in Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah,
Fish.
Like the final Kamehameha versus Big Bang Kamehameha is the most interesting thing, and that's just the dramatic finish.
this season we will have had Lanny Patora 3 times, Masako X twice, and Kaiser Neko once. Like,
Good for them.
I love
getting
Team
more.
4-Star. Cut him some slack. Give him a break.
You know, how much you want to bet they're going to break reality in this?
Yeah.
How much you know? You know what? How much you want to bet they're not even going to do that? And they're just going to blow up some planets and maybe a solar
Oh.
system.
Come on, at least go half as hard as the DBX did, guys. Come on,
They're gonna break reality. Hopefully,
especially if you're going to
they
drag
don't-
it out to December 20th.
They don't have one of them just randomly change from 4 to blue. That would be stupid.
Oh, I'd be pissed.
No, what'll probably happen if it's anything accurate to like Xeno events is that one of them is going to be in base form, the other's going to turn blue, and they're going to be like, "Oh, this is getting pretty interesting." And the other goes into Super Saiyan 4 and fights blue, and then blue wins, and then the other gets knocked back to base, and then goes into Super Saiyan 1 and beats blue.
Oh boy.
See, that at least sounds so broken and stupid that it's amusing.
I don't know if you've ever seen Super Dragon Ball Heroes. That's what every fucking episode is like, and it's mind numbing. It's so fucking. It's awful. It's terrible.
Oh yeah, Hercule appeared in this episode, so that means there's more Dragon Ball in this season too. If you want to include that.
That's the little fuck you to the people that are burnt out on Dragon Ball. Is even before Vegito versus Gogeta, you have to see Dragon Ball again.
Oy vey.
You can't even watch the fucking penultimate episode of this without another Dragon Ball character showing up.
I can't wait to have to endure the people joking about, oh, we're getting Goku another time in this season, and then degrade Sun Wukong to just being Goku. Oh,
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait for that. Fucking great.
Can we watch Sauron versus Lich King?
Yeah.
There we go.
I don't even know how I'm going to do a prediction for this.
With pain.
I might just literally play a clip from Super Dragon Ball Heroes and be like, yeah, sure, that.
How you should do the prediction is literally just post all of the times that Potara has been cited as stronger, and then
I did find
Then
a thing from
wins.
Weekly Shonen where it says Gogeta, the fusion dance is stronger than Potara. I know this is only it's from Shonen Jump from 1995, but it's something.
I mean, they also they said that Potara was stronger. They also said Potara was permanent, and that's just not a fucking thing anymore. So who knows? Who knows?
I'm just
Well, the
pulling
most
it up
recent
because
thing
it's
says that they're
something to make this
right.
somewhat debatable.
The most recent thing says that they're equal, which is actually lamer to me because it means that they're just the same.
Soul Punisher's not even going to hurt Vegito unless
No.
Vegeta's still evil as shit or something.
Meanwhile, Spirit Sword is going to hurt Gogeta because it's just a blade.
This is bullshit.
Like, I
Someone
would've-
on the team likes Gogeta, I
I
swear
actually,
to God.
I like the idea of with Gogeta Omnimon having Gogeta use the Soul Punisher, but it does nothing, and that sort of prompts Gogeta to realize he's not actually fighting a bad guy, and he starts just having fun with it. We're not gonna get that in this, because he's got no reason. He's got no reason to use the Soul Punisher. He fucking knows that Vegito's not evil, because Vegito is just him.
Sure,
Yeah, you'd think he'd take a one good look at himself and then go, Soul Punisher probably wouldn't work.
You think that
You
like
sure it's not enough to hurt the Vegeta part of Vegeta?
Well, I mean, okay, so to be fair, Soul Punisher in pretty much all media has been shown to be able to hurt non-fucking, like, evil people. Like, if I recall correctly, it was just fucking gonna kill Broly in Super.
Well, no, Soul Punisher hits Broly, and Broly just gets back up fine.
Oh,
You
okay.
even see Gogeta smile a little bit after it happens, like he acknowledges that it didn't work, and he's like, "Yay,
Also,
he's not evil."
Soul Punisher's cool and all, but I'll always notice the Stardust Breaker, because I saw Fusion Reborn, and Stardust Breaker just sounds so
much
cool.
cooler, yeah.
It does. Oh, not lies.
Stardust Breaker seems to like coincide with the almost more celestial nature of how a lot of Gogeta's blue attacks look.
Boom.
At least Gogeta's gonna have to replicate all the scenes from Dragon Ball Super Broly that he has really cool techniques in. And
Yeah,
cool techniques
like,
that make it
it's
look
crazy that not only have they managed to announce an episode with Gogeta, who is a very important character to me, and managed to just make it not hype at all, they've also managed to make me want one of my most wanted episodes less, just because it would mean Gogeta showing up again and the Dragon Ball oversaturation getting so much worse.
Steamy chair.
I still love the impact of Sauron sitting down.
Same. This
That's
dude
probably-
sitting his ass down is
That's
so
the worst
good.
part about this matchup to me, is that it makes me want something I like less.
Yeah.
God, I just love the steam off the chair, the
If we-
fire raining down.
I remember I wanted to
What?
do a Death Battle tier list where it was just the episodes ranked and how much I liked the matchup exclusively. This might be the only one that I put just like it straight in F. Like even Carnage Lucy has something going for it in that these are characters that have not interacted before. I would make it
Yeah.
tier below F.
No,
just
you
to
know what?
put-
I would put Carnage Lucy in F tier, and then I would put Goku and
Yeah, I would
Vegeta
put it below
like
F
8
tier.
tiers below that in Goku Vegeta in fucking Gogeta
I would
Vegeta.
dig it a hole and put it under F.
I would put it below F tier because it's just it's nothing. Like, at least with the Turtle Royale, where all of these characters have fought before, if you're analyzing them composite, which is weird, but if you're analyzing them composite, they have different aspects. They have like things to actually compare and contrast about them.
I would actually,
Or if you're having like pretty much any other popularly requested same series matchup, there is something to fucking debate there, or there's something interesting where like maybe they've met before or fought before, but like it was a casual match, and like the Mega Man Royale, EXE and Star Force fought, but it wasn't serious, and then they actually take their stats and shit into account. It makes it interesting.
yeah.
There's nothing interesting about this matchup.
The only other interaction is that X and Mega Man met in the cartoon, and that's the only other interaction between those characters.
I love the
Yeah.
Mega Man Royale
I
because
honestly-
my favorite Mega
I
Man
wouldn't
won,
dislike it
and
if-
it was the one my brother didn't want to win.
I wouldn't dislike if a Versus series did Ninja Turtle Royale fully composited, because there are some like just completely off the wall variations for each character that would make it so fucked. You would basically have 4 completely unrelated characters who just vaguely know of each other as their brothers who. For the
Yeah,
most part,
you would have the last Ronin for one of them probably.
Yeah, you'd have Last Ronin. You'd combine him with the Goober one of Michelangelo. There's a few other weird Michelangelos. With Raphael, you obviously have the giant Raphael. You have the Night Watcher, something like that from the 3D animated film.
It'd all be dragons.
Yeah, they would all be dragons too, which, I mean, frankly, that sounds fucking awesome. Donatello, I'm pretty sure has plenty of variations. Donatello is probably the least varied of them in terms of like what he brings different. No, he's not. He's got a cyborg incarnation combined with one that has electric powers, which is a pretty good combination. Leonardo controls gravity and has like a ton of weird, wacky swords, including one that fucking breathes dragon fire. Hell, Raphael gets a...
Just use Rise
fucking...
Up and I'll be happy.
I mean, yeah, he would uniquely have the Odachi from Rise as well. So he would have...
That's still one of the weirder parts, because like I really like Leo versus Jason as an episode. That's a weird part though, that they're like, we're specifically going to focus on the things he has from every iteration that are consistent with the character.
That was weird. Legit, I would love a Raph episode if he got the batons from Rise Up. I love those things. Where he just becomes giant. Gets like an energy giant.
I would like a Raph episode if he got Banrai. The fucking giant blades on sticks that can destroy mountains, when he just turns into a fucking Beyblade and goes flying, carving through shit. That would be awesome.
Yeah. And Ninja Turtles are cool.
So yeah, that definitely has got more going for it than Gogeta Vegito.
That is an interesting idea, though, is just going through death battles and ranking them by like how much you like them as matchups. Just ranking each death battle matchup as a matchup.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Frank West and Leon go in the garbage. My relationship is with Frank West and Ash Williams. Thank you. Even though Ash has like 50 other ideas I also like because I am easy to please.
Finn Shepard. I need my Sharknado on Death Battle. I want them to put
like Ash Williams.
I want them to put Ash Williams and Finn Shepard both at Universal, regardless of the validity of that scaling, just because it's possible to argue it. I want that. I want Universal Ash Williams on Death Battle.
That'd be awesome.
Like, you can bullshit. You have to bullshit it by saying Ash scales to the Necronomicon, that scales to the Great Old Ones, and then say the Great Old Ones like can destroy the universe, which is very.
I think we were on a pretty good streak ever since the vitriol that Jonathan Tanjiro met of not being too overly negative about shit in these reactions. It's crazy how literally just the announcement of an episode can fucking break that streak so hard.
And again, to be fair, not the problem. No, there's no like. Well, there might be a major problem with Deku Asta. I would have to rewatch it in my own time to see if I can pick anything up without having a bunch of like friends over talking about it. But Deku Asta's fine.
Yeah. But it's just like
that exists.
It's like, man, a lot of this reaction is taken up by just fuck Vegito versus Gogeta. What a stupid matchup.
I hope any like fan of that matchup just left before we really got into it.
You know they didn't.
And I say that because
There's one
know-
fan in particular I know is watching this, and I know you know who I'm talking about. You know who you are. I'll fight you.
he can.
Oh my
suck.
god, I think I know who it is too.
But the thing is,
Anyway.
like, I know that fans of this matchup are already going to have to deal with getting like a lot of shit in this extra long wait period. So I hope they didn't have to listen to getting shit from this too.
We'll have to see.
I mean, if you're a Gogeta versus Vegito fan, chances are like fucking most of your most wanted, if that's the kind of fucking boring shit you like, has happened in the past few seasons anyway. We can have our fucking vitriol.
Chances are you eat glue.
Oh man.
Chances are you like a bunch of boring as shit matchups, and they've all already fucking happened on Death Battle, and they were all completely mid episodes, and you liked them anyway.
Chances are you may have been dropped on your head. I'm not saying specifically as a baby. It could have been recently.
Oh my.
Hey, Superman, Yang, and Goku, and Wonder Woman.
I had to endure with people shitting on me for liking Vegeta versus Thor in the matchup. These fucking Vegito Gogeta fans can deal with it.
No,
I get
yeah,
shit
like
on for
I'm right here
liking
thinking,
anything.
man. I wish the Dragon Ball matchup this season I could say I'm not a fan of as a matchup was Thor versus Vegeta. Now I'm at a point where I'm saying, man, I'm so glad we got Thor versus Vegeta.
It's
'Cause-
been dethroned.
Princess of Pride as a
Right.
song alone is going to be more entertaining to me than Vegeta. Like, okay, Vegeta Gogeta could be a good episode, right? It could end up being an episode that goes super hard, but I will not give a shit. And when I have no investment, yeah.
It's
Well,
crazy
now-
because this is coming from the perspective of Dragon Ball is one of my single favorite things in the world. It is my second favorite franchise, and it's like pretty much not a competition, anything behind it. Like, I like other things a lot. Pretty much nothing but Pokemon gets anywhere near Dragon Ball, and Pokemon eclipses it by a lot. But as much as I love Dragon Ball, I am so fucking not excited for this episode. Genuinely, because like we made jokes about how when Deku versus Asta came out, the most exciting thing was going to be the next time. Boy, did it prove us wrong.
Boy.
Genuinely, the most exciting thing about Gogeta versus Vegeta is going to be whatever comes at the end, even if it's just a season 10 is happening, and that's literally all we get.
Batman again.
Season 10 is happening, and they show Batman, Deadpool,
Yeah.
Goku, and, like... fucking
Shadow.
Charizard, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or Shadow again.
You wanna know? You wanna know how
Yeah,
interested I am?
Even if they didn't show any characters, if they didn't fucking do anything, if literally it just like the winner is Vegito, and then it's just, hi, I'm Ben. If you like to support this, this, and this, here's the credits. And then it was just literally the words season 10 in Comic Sans on a black screen for 2 seconds, and that was it.
that would be
I would get more
hilarious.
enjoyment from that
That
than
would-
however good
Sans-
Gogeta
Sans
versus
is in
Vegito
season
is.
10.
If they revealed fucking Cinder Fall from Ruby, I would get more enjoyment from
Oh,
that. And I should say
gosh.
that Cinder would be, by a very wide margin, my least favorite character Death Battle I've ever probably even mentioned, like, in a
Yeesh.
script. Like,
You know?
then I would get more enjoyment from that. Because of just how little interest I have. Anti-interest.
You know what I'm starting to wonder?
Woman.
Been looking
Who
at
asked?
this, I've been looking at this computer thing for so long, your screen. Who wins in a fight between Deadpool and Darth Vader?
Darth
And
Vader.
Kakashi and Charizard?
That depends on how you want to scale him. Darth Vader should
Okay,
beat,
so
I
Darth
think
Vader
it also
wins.
depends at what point you're using Deadpool, because like there have been points where Deadpool just can't die by conventional physical harm.
No
Thanos
Thanos curse.
curse.
Regular Deadpool.
Then no Thanos curse, probably Vader. I have to assume
Actually,
that Vader,
I mean,
if you're
even then,
using
I
if
don't
you're
know.
using Legends, Vader gets faster than light scaling, which I'm pretty sure is more consistent than Deadpool.
No, it's
And
about
also,
the same.
Deadpool without the Thanos curse just will die after 16 minutes of being decapitated.
I think like the speed should be similar enough, but like Vader should just vaporize him. Vader dealt with a character with a similar regen factor to Deadpool in Dirge back when Vader was Anakin. Just threw him into a sun. I fucking
What
did it.
about Kakashi versus a random Charizard?
A random Charizard,
Uh,
Kakashi wins. He'd scale
Yeah,
to Biju
probably.
bombs, and Biju bombs are way
Okay.
beyond what like wild Pokemon.
I
in
have to
legendary
assume
stuff.
Sonic would murder Miles.
Yeah, those were like
Wonder
the
Woman
only
versus
two.
Yang is not even like it's nothing. You Wonder Woman could literally just look at Yang hard enough and she'd die.
Maybe if Death Battle
The
did it and
winner
Rooster Teeth was
is-
sponsoring, then Yang could win.
They scale Yang
And
to
then,
Blake, who stood next to Wonder Woman
fucking
for a few
funny.
seconds, so Blake scales to Wonder Woman.
So funny.
And then Goku versus Superman.
I wonder.
how Dagon. I have no idea. Do
The
you
guy
guys
who
have,
beat
I have
up the
no idea.
embodiment of his own death's concept versus the guy who dies several times, just outright.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I like random Charizard though, even though I know it's Red Charizard, but man, he looks
Honestly,
funky.
Red's Charizard.
Well, no,
if
it
you-
could
if-
be the Charizard from the starter royale.
If you scale
Okay, it
Red's
could
Charizard
be.
to what like Mewtwo's shown in general, then he would win against Kakashi.
Shit.
If you were to do
Why is
that.
he fighting Kakashi in this?
It's just because they just put a bunch of random characters on.
You could have picked better ones. I
I
don't
like
know.
how the two characters they didn't put in are Wiz and Boomstick.
I love that we
Yeah.
have 2 Marvel and 2 DC. We need a second Dragon Ball character now.
What are you talking about? Sonic's right there.
Oh,
Now that was funny.
that is accurate too.
Have we got
I have to
representation
give-
for every season? I assume we have to. Goku and Superman season 1 and 2, Yang season 2, Wonder Woman season 1, 4 and 7, Kakashi season 7, Charizard
Yang
season
versus
2 and
Tifa. That's
3.
the other one I didn't like from season 2. It was Beast Goliath and Yang Tifa.
It just came out of nowhere.
Deadpool season 2, 6 and 3, Darth Vader season 2, Miles season 7, Sonic season 1, 5, 7. I don't think we've got no one from season 8 or 9, but they weren't out when this was made. So I think we've got representative from every season in this.
Whoa. Good job, Charizard.
Goku is in season 9 twice as of the finale.
Yeah. I mean, shut the fuck up, man.
So
Shut the fuck up. You know he's gonna be in the animation probably. They're probably gonna do like some setup and it's just gonna be like, yeah, fuse the thingies.
oh boy, is that me? Let's fight.
Yeah, let's fight.
Oh boy, is that me? We gotta throw hands.
Is that me? Is
Oh,
that
man.
me stronger than me? I'll fucking kill me.
Yeah, let's go.
If they reference that, then I'll at least have something I'll like about the episode.
I
They have
would
Vegeta
take-
screaming that out.
I know Vegeta being a quote machine and Thor versus Vegeta was not everyone's cup of tea. It was nobody's really. But I would take this episode better if it was nothing but abridged quotes. I'm not kidding.
That would ironically just be more entertaining because it would be like, that's a
Yeah.
thing I know from a thing I actually like.
Like if
Are
Gogeta's
you
getting his
excited
ass
for the
kicked
first
at some
episode of
point,
next season to be another fucking who cares Marvel versus DC matchup?
I am
I
so
mean,
ready. You have no
look,
idea.
If it's like Ant-Man versus the Atom, at least I'll be interested because there's a lot you can
At
do
least
with it.
Ant-Man's cool.
I like both of them. I like Ray
I
Palmer.
like them
and
both too, but
I like
Ant-Man's
Hank
number one.
Pym. I'm not gonna be excited for all the jokes about Hank Pym backhanding his wife.
I will not either.
Let's save that for Mr. Fantastic. No, it's actually more justified in Fantastic's case from what I remember. But
He's just a bad husband in general.
Mr. Fantastic kind of is just the worst.
Yeah, I mean, he's also like, man, the zombie apocalypse is a good thing.
He's like,
No wonder
look
Doctor
at this
Doom thinks
dimension
he's
of
smarter than you.
diseases. I think it'd be a pretty funny prank if I released them upon the universe.
Not Matty.
you know what?
You know,
Really
I
make me
knew a guy
unhappy?
once.
I'll be really unhappy if they decide this is the episode that they should finally put in the Biff Weed cameo.
Yo.
That would really sadden me.
What, does Gogeta just throw Vegito into a car at some point?
Yeah.
Uh,
like-
Yo, the
that'd be
Range Rover.
awesome. That'd be awesome.
Atom Apocalypse was like the perfect matchup that they should have had a Range Rover in the background for.
Yeah, they really should have. That would have been great. But, it's so dumb. Oh my god. If
I
the
guess-
next episode is just abridged quotes for dialogue, I would be super okay with that.
I wouldn't mind if Gogeta and Vegito break reality and fly into another universe, and in the background you just see Metal Sonic from season 1 destroying everything. That would be entertaining.
Then you gotta see Chuck and Segata. You gotta
yeah.
see it.
It's just
That joke's
like,
starting
no,
to become overused,
no,
isn't it?
no, don't do that because they already did that in the DBX.
That's what I'm saying. It's starting to become a little
I
expected.
like a good Chuck Segata or Kool-Aid Man Randy reference. I just don't think do it for the matchup they've already done it with. They have
They also
they
already
have-
did Macho Man and Kool-Aid, I'm pretty sure, in Trunks and Silver.
Yeah,
I think
Trunks
that's in
Silver.
that.
It's in a few episodes. I mean, at least if they
Yeah.
had that, I would be okay with it. Because that's something that they haven't. I mean, have like
Man.
in their claymation forms fighting in the background. That'd be funny.
It's
Is anything in this
it-
episode
like-
going to be as entertaining as them flying into the DBX Ringmaster ring and having Ringmaster react to them showing up there and they're like, "Whoa, what the hell?"
You guys
Last
already fight.
season-
What the hell?
last season debuted with Yoda Mickey, but other than that, I think since Batman versus Black Panther, every premiere has been either Marvel versus DC or had a DC character in it.
You have to start off strong.
So honestly, like, because I miss when we would get fucking cool premieres like He-Man Lion-O or Dante Bayonetta.
I would fucking pop off if Bowser Eggman was the premiere.
Yes, that'd be so cool. What if they only show Bowser and then it's like, great, you have to wait 3 months?
It's Bowser versus Ryu. Let's go,
Yeah,
baby!
If they did anyone but Eggman, people would be
We
pissed.
get Bowser versus Poe.
Bowser versus Ganondorf remastered.
That would be amazing.
Yo!
Oh, you know, what if...
Imagine they call it fucking Bowser versus Ganon remastered, and they were to release just like an objectively worse researched and worse animated
Yeah,
version.
they only researched
Ganon
using
still wins.
the first Super Mario game and using Super Smash Brothers for Gandalf. That's all they research, and then the animation is stop motion between the amiibos.
It's CDI. It's CDI Ganon versus the Super Mario Brothers Super Show King Koopa.
Oh god,
That
it's
would actually
that
be funny,
version
though.
of Ganon from the live-action Link music video, like the
Versus
big one
live-action
versus
Bowser, let's go.
Dennis Hopper. No, specifically when he becomes a giant lizard, which I didn't find out till today that he's named King Koopa when he's a human, but he's Bowser when he's a big monster. That's dumb.
Really should be the
That's
other way around.
dumb.
Yeah,
So, like, yeah, exactly. That's
that's like if in
Christ.
the Sonic movie, Robotnik was known by Eggman first, before Sonic
Yeah,
made up a
and-
name to insult him.
You have robots, Robotnik.
Well,
How dare you? That sounds way
technically-
cooler than Eggman.
technically, by several sources, he was known as Dr. Kintober first, and then he became Robotnik because he was evil and he spelled it backwards.
That sounds hilarious, actually.
Robotonic. Is this back when Sonic was brown?
It's part of Sonic the comic, but it's also one of the creators of Sonic the Hedgehog, like one of the people that created Sonic the Hedgehog. I forget her name, but she considers herself like the mother of Sonic the Hedgehog. Had like a list of shit that she specifically had written as guidelines for Sonic as a character. And for anyone watching the video that's interested in this, or for you two, fucking Brian David Gilbert did an Unraveled video about this where he dissects the different like guidelines they set for Sonic of like he knits with old women, his father died in nuclear waste, he was foster fathered by Dr. Kintober, who got like fucking irradiated alongside an egg or some shit and became Robotnik, also known as
Yeah.
Eggman.
He got like fused with a rotten egg. So wait, his dad died in toxic waste. What do they mean? He melted, or do they mean he just stood around and got radiation?
Just
poisoning?
vaguely like fucking pollution of some kind of like just killed his dad.
Got it. But yeah, Eggman Bowser would be based as hell. I want that. I want that super bad. Like
Nothing about-
Bowser deserves a run back.
Okay,
Eggman
the
deserves
premiere
a
is going to
run
be
back.
Black Cat versus Catwoman. Here we go.
I would be so mad because I like Catwoman. Fuck.
Black Cat versus Catwoman. Let's go. Yeah.
Shit. How would you feel if it said season 10 and then you just hear freeze ray? It's Groove from Megamind.
I would be very excited.
Yeah, I'd be very, very happy.
I'm very excited for Groove from Megamind.
Groove from shit.
I keep coming up with like ideas that I want to do for Not Death Battle. I'm wondering if I should do like a battle royale between villains from '90s video game movies using only the movies.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
Off the top of my head,
Okay, so
like Bowser, Shang
M
Tsung,
Bison.
M Bison.
M Bison.
Um,
When did the Tekken movie come out?
oh, Tekken was sometime after. Tekken was like I think 2010.
It was like in the 2000s, right? Yeah.
My options for '90s, I think, other than those, would be like Double Dragon and Tomb Raider.
Ew.
I think
Ew.
did the Wing Commander movie come out in the '90s? It might have.
I'm
But
gonna look up
I
video
think
game.
I would probably go for the fourth one, like Koga Shugo from Double Dragon. So you just have these like three like fighters, and then also Bowser. I guess I could do Shao Kahn instead of Shang Tsung, because Shao Kahn has a beast form
Yeah.
too. But the difference is
Wing
that
Commander. Wing Commander came out in 1999. Tomb Raider came out in 2001, though.
oh okay. But like, I think I would prefer to go with Shang Tsung just because Tagawa's
So-
Shang Tsung is probably my favorite video game movie villain of all time.
So
It's
the
him or
idea
Eggman, probably
that I have in my mind is that you do M Bison versus Shang Tsung, not only because they're pretty fucking iconic versions of the characters from fighting game movies from the 90s, but also because Death Battle did Akuma Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn versus M Bison, so it feels fitting that not Death Battle do the other combination of these three characters.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a triangle. Wait,
But
does
also,
Shang Tsung beat Bison?
yeah,
just
using
generally?
the games, yes. But
Okay, I thought
it
so.
depends. If you give him the crown, absolutely.
Well, that's just not fair.
But
That's just not fair.
that is the state that we last saw Shang Tsung, and it is the state that is canon. I think in one timeline, it is just outright canon.
Yeah.
While
Right.
without it, he still has a dragon that was able to damage Cetrion without buffs, which is really, really out of place. But it would imply
Mortal
that he's
Kombat.
able to harm Elder Gods, and that would put him above Bison still.
Mortal Kombat scales such bullshit.
But like, I also just kind of think like the movie versions of Bison and Song would ham it up so well.
Of course.
Your soul is mine.
So yeah.
So smart.
Wait, I just realized Shao Kahn ganks that line in Shao Kahn versus Akuma. What the hell?
Yeah.
Soul is. He says it worse too. What the fuck?
I mean,
Well, the worst part is
saying
that just
worse-
doesn't sound like Shao Kahn at all.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It doesn't, like, the one cool thing about Shao Kahn is his voice, and, like, not to shit on the voice actor or anything, I just
I'm just
don't think that was the best casting choice for Shao Kahn.
I think
Who
it's
was-
hilarious because they even point out how fucking awesome his classic voice is in the first episode.
Akuma sounds great though.
It's great because like the only time I have not liked
Will
Khan's voice is in
die.
Mortal Kombat 11, where he's just atrocitus, and he sounds
I
like
like his
brain
voice
Yeah.
in 9.
dead.
I don't
like
know
his
why,
voice
but
in
I like
9 well enough. Well
his
done,
voice is not. I
sir.
love just. You suck.
You suck.
Like at the very least,
Prepare
while
to
MK9
die.
Shao Kahn is still is characterized like the same brain dead moron he is in the rest of the trilogy, his voice I can hear being smart. I can hear that voice being for a smart character. If he like said things, if he like had good writing. And of course, he's not in MKX, which is probably the best game in the NetherRealms era, to be honest.
Fucking it's MK11. Every time I think of Shao Kahn, my first thought is just him fucking dying. Sindel shows up. He goes, "Wife."
Wife.
My first thing is why you have a dragon arm?
Why is he a dragon?
What?
He's draconic now. Is it some
just-
Onaga implication? Probably not.
Well, but why?
What-
Also,
what-
he got killed by Katana until they said, "No, wait, that's fucking dumb."
No.
Dude,
okay,
I was so
okay,
pissed.
Okay, here's
I
an
was.
idea. What if I did
Uh,
a not death battle between '90s video game movie villains and not death battle between villains of 2000 video game movies, then 2010s, then 2020s, and then did a royale with one from each, presumably the winner.
Presumably the winner. Yeah, actually, that would take a lot of work, but it would be pretty awesome.
It'd be
2020s.
a neat little series of
You could get
videos.
hey, you could
my
get
only
Albert
option,
Wesker.
my only options from the 2020s are fucking like Eggman, the Diablos, a worse Shang Tsung objectively. I've not seen the Uncharted movie yet, and I've not seen the Resident Evil movie yet, and I've never seen Werewolves Within either.
Who would you use from Detective Pikachu?
If I used Detective
Mewtwo?
Pikachu, it would be Mewtwo. I mean, I love Mewtwo, so it would have to
Okay.
be. I mean, what are my options
Well,
for 2010s? Ooh, the
is he
awful
really a
Assassin's
villain
Creed.
though? He's like, would it have to be Mewtwo with that guy's brain in there? It's so weird.
Look, my options in the 2010s.
It-
Uh,
Would
Also-
you count the alien race from Pixels that emulate several arcade games?
I would not. My options
So
in the
with
2010s are
you have
Tekken,
Heihachi. Yeah.
whoever the villain is in Prince of
Uh,
Persia, never seen it. Don't remember the Resident Evil movies. I don't want to watch them. Pyramid Head,
Wesker and
a guy in a
Nemesis.
car, the guy from Hitman who's like got bulletproof skin, the orc
Yeah,
mage-
he has like a bulletproof vest on top of his muscles, but below his skin. It's really weird.
the
It's
orc
like-
mage from Warcraft, whoever the fuck from Assassin's Creed, Lizzie from Rampage, whoever the fuck from Tomb Raider, and I've never seen Dead Trigger.
So the Assassin's Creed movie, because I have seen it, as I recall, they just fucking kidnap this dude and strap him into the Animus because they're trying to fucking learn some shit. Again, like, he meets with his dad or something who was hiding the Assassin's lineage from him. And as far as I remember, there's not really a main villain, like maybe there is in the Animus, but it's more so just dude trying to escape the facility he's in, which he does by fucking harnessing the assassin abilities that he learned through the
It's
Animus.
dawning on me that
I
for the
just
2010s, it
remembered.
might have to be fucking Mewtwo versus Lizzie.
I
Because,
just remembered there's a Doom movie from 2005.
right, the 2000s have the most options. I've got...
By
Yeah,
the
the Doom
way,
movie has The Rock in it.
Doom. No, it also has Doom guy played by Billy fucking Butcher.
Yeah.
The fuck?
So my
Yeah,
villains...
The
Which
Rock
you would
plays-
think would be really cool, but
Yeah, it should be.
There's one
Is it?
cool sequence in the whole movie where it's in first person. That's it.
Yeah. Why? Why? Doom movie could be so cool.
Sorry, from the 2000s, my options are, looking at this list, whoever the fuck from Lara Croft Tomb Raider, I think Nemesis from the Resident Evil films,
You?
never seen Alone in the... Oh, I have seen Alone in the Dark, don't remember it, or Blood Rain, I think The Rock from Doom,
Yeah, he's the
someone-
villain, isn't
someone from Silent Hill, probably Pyramid Head, I think, is in that movie. I don't remember the villain in Dead or Alive, or Postal, or Hitman, or In the Name of the King, or Far Cry, or Max Payne, M. Bison again. Yeah. There's a lot of options. I think I'm going to have to like go with Nemesis versus Pyramid Head for the 2000s,
he? Stars.
which is fitting. So it would be M. Bison Shang Tsung, Nemesis Pyramid Head, Lizzie Mewtwo, and for the 2020s, I guess Eggman versus the Diablos.
Oh yeah, you know, if you wait long enough, you're gonna get another Bowser for the 2020s.
Yeah. Oh, that's not live action though.
Oh yeah.
Five
Whoops.
Nights at Freddy's.
Oh yeah.
We are said to get.
That is gonna be live action.
We are said to get Grand
yeah,
Turismo.
can you fucking imagine fucking Eggman versus Freddy Fazbear?
That'd be fucking sick,
I'd
man.
have to assume they trying to work after.
They have the gigantic fucking Death Egg robot from Sonic 2 and against just fucking a regular animatronic and just fucking steps on him.
That'd be awesome. Sucker.
Okay, what is coming out? This is a Zone movie, a Borderlands film, Firewatch.
Oh,
Duke
yeah.
Nukem.
The Borderlands movie's been coming out for like 10 years, man.
Yeah, most of these I'm assuming are never gonna come out. Metal Gear
I
Solid.
want live
Minecraft,
action Handsome Jack, damn it.
Pac-Man, Rabbids, Portal, Ghost
Rabbids?
Recon, Space
Oh
Invaders.
yeah, Portal was the
Splinter Cell.
Portal got
Hoover.
memed on for a bit because it was like we're gonna have a gay character in our movie, and everyone's like, Yeah, okay. Why do you have to announce it? I remember that.
Animated movies. Okay, there's the Ghost from Spirits Within. I don't know from the Resident Evil movies or Heavenly Sword. Never seen Ratchet and Clank. Oh, okay.
Oh,
The pigs from Angry Birds versus the ghosts from Final Fantasy Spirits Within.
yeah. By the way, freaking the Ratchet and Clank movie, you won't believe it. It's just the cutscenes from the game with like one or two extra scenes in it.
All right,
Yeah,
there's
it's the cutscenes from the game with 1 or 2 extra scenes and none of the charm.
Japanese.
Yeah, I
animation.
know, because you don't get to play the fucking game.
They made a live action movie for Higurashi.
Man, I love Rift Apart. That game's
Ace
so
Attorney,
fucking good.
Fatal
Rivet
Frame,
is
Corpse
adorable.
Bunny. Right, none of the Japanese ones really strike me either. So animated
Uh,
movies, it's
uh,
mostly just Pokemon in it.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Bro.
aside from the Fate Stay Night movies, Ninonuki, and Final Fantasy and Yokai Watch, every animated movie in theatrical release based on a video game from Japan is Pokemon.
That's funny.
There are 3 Fate movies, 1 Kuni, and 2 Yokai Watch movies, and 1 Final Fantasy movie. And that's it.
Oh, I remember the Final Fantasy movie. Oh
Do
no.
not, because it's not, I don't think it's Advent Children.
What am I thinking of
It's
then?
No,
There's one.
Kingsglaive.
It's the one that was made with like CGI that's supposed to. What it was supposed to be was it was supposed to be like CGI actors that they were going to use for
Yes.
several other movies, and they were going to be like these digital actors and actresses that could play multiple characters. And they completely abandoned that idea because it was stupid. And that movie bombed so hard. I think that's considered one of, if not the biggest box office flop ever.
I don't
Yeah, I
think it's as
remember
big as John
that.
Carter, but it's definitely big.
Pretty sure. I think I only know about that Final Fantasy movie because I think Nostalgia Critic made a video of it.
There's
I forgot
there's-
John
there's-
Carter had.
There's Final Fantasy Spirits Within, Kingsglaive, Final Fantasy 15, and Final Fantasy 7 Advent Children. Those are the anime. Those are the Final Fantasy films.
Hold on, let me actually look into this. What are the biggest box office sales?
I'm fairly certain. John Carter's
Epic
big.
fail!
But that's gonna cost a pretty penny.
Can we have a guy
I'm
like
very
just go
certain
to
John
the
Carter
movie
is
theater?
number one.
Epic
Mars
fail.
Needs Moms is also up there, I think.
All right, let's see here.
These are not even listed in order.
Let's see how many of these I fucking remember.
So when are we gonna get Ennard versus Captain
Yeah,
Planet?
these are listed in alphabetic order. Fucking Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle. I remember when that came out.
Oh yeah, that one's not as bad as you'd think, but it's still not good.
Had a budget of 76 to 98. That's not the worst bomb I've ever seen. That's not great, but that's not the worst I've ever seen. Like
Conversation.
Blade Runner.
Somebody's gonna talk about these things.
Cats, that checks out.
Oh God.
Dark Phoenix, that also checks out. How about fuck that? Like, yikes! That's not great. Doctor Doolittle. Oh, the 60s
I thought you said Doctor Doolittle.
It's Doctor Doolittle from 1967, and then the Doolittle movie from 2020 are apparently both box office bombs, which is weird.
Doctor Doolittle.
The biggest box office bomb they've got listed here is John Carter at $236 million, and the second biggest is The Lone Ranger at $221 million.
And I like Lone Ranger.
Spirits Within came with $144 million, which is amongst the highest too.
I mean, John Carter at least made like some of its money back.
Yeah.
No, it did not. Its budget was $306 million, and it grossed $284 million. It did not even break even.
Was.
They really just dropped
Hold
that,
on.
and as a result, I don't think they're ever going to... Yeah.
Let me fucking find it. So no, the biggest box office bomb that I have ever seen is a film called Gooby. And I don't know if either of you have ever heard of Gooby. It is 95 minutes long. It's a Canadian film. It's about this dude who he's a kid and he like moves into a school, and he has like an imaginary friend who is a giant living teddy bear, who is played by Robbie Coltrane, Hagrid himself. This movie had a budget of $6.5 million US,
Oh my god.
and at the box office, it made $3,234.
I mean, that's not the biggest bomb, but that is one of the saddest I think I've ever seen.
It had a budget of $6.5 million, and it made 3.2 thousand. That's pathetic.
That is just sad.
Pathetic.
And it's not even like these are small name actors in this movie. It's not like I've only seen the trailer. It does not look like a good movie, but fuck.
Yeah.
This conversation is genuinely more interesting than the next death battle.
I know, right? Who would have guessed?
Like,
Me.
normally when we go off topic, it's because we just like forget to talk about the death battle. In this case, it's because the death battle was just okay, and the next time,
And the next time was even worse.
we grilled relentlessly.
Yeah, it's something, ain't it? Whenever there's something so uninteresting, you can't even bring yourself to talk about it that much.
But again, I really hope the death battle crew don't get harassed too much for this, because I can totally see them getting harassed a lot for this.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like they're gonna get shit no matter what they do, unfortunately. But I don't know if they'll. I don't really know which way this is gonna go. Depends on how vocal.
Yeah,
I
like-
guess.
Instead of just not breaking even or not making its money back, I think if my math isn't wrong, Gooby made 0.05% of its budget back.
Ew.
That's
But, I don't know
Yikes.
about y'all, but instead of harassing people who made the thing, in my opinion, the best way to show your disapproval of something is to just not engage with it at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just don't watch it. You don't like it? Don't watch it. I always say, whenever someone is like, man, I hate this game, it's pissing me off, I'm like, hey, don't play it. I don't want to support this company, but I keep, like, don't buy anything they make.
I mean, I've played games that really annoy me that I've still kept playing, because like it was with
Wait.
like Darksiders 3. I hate that game. It is a glitchy mess with an awful story, fine mechanics that are ruined by the fact that the game is so inconsistent in its performance, where the best strategy is whenever you find a save point, just stand in front of an enemy for like 10 minutes, let yourself get killed to replenish all your health and all your
I'm not-
healing items. But I kept playing because I'm a fan of the Darksiders series, and I kind of wanted to see the story through to the end and see if it got better. The performance actually got worse as the game went on, and I wanted to see how it ended, and it was bad.
Whenever I was saying, like, you know, stop playing, I mostly meant, like, a game like Overwatch or something, where they need your engagement for the game to be successful.
Don't you have?
There's just-
How much have you played Overwatch 2?
I have unfortunately played more than most people,
Mhm.
mostly because my brother plays it.
Maybe he should not.
I keep telling him that. He don't listen to me. At least
I mean,
he's not bottom.
I just said in the server that anybody that buys the battle pass
I-
to fucking get the new character before like that, just
Level
buy
50
the battle
fucking
pass in general.
5.
We're not
I-
friends.
I have not spent a cent on Overwatch, and I keep.
We're
telling
not
Cody,
friends if you spend money on Overwatch. That's
like,
just
Cody, the minute you spend money on this game, our whole relationship's going to be different. Like, the only reason he got the first battle pass is because he won a giveaway that gave him a shit ton of coins. And I'm just like, okay, that's fine, as long as you don't spend money on it, because they don't deserve your fucking money. Bunch of pieces of shit. So fucking. I hate Blizzard so much. I hate Overwatch. It pisses me off. When are we gonna have an Overwatch episode again? Go get Reaper and Noob sometime.
I
Hopefully
will.
Noob just gets his ass kicked.
I'd like Reaper versus Noob, but as I've said before to somebody else that was like, when we get Reaper versus Noob,
Yeah.
I don't expect it to happen, but it'd be nice.
Especially with the cloud hanging on Blizzard right now. I don't see it happening soon.
I
It's
mean,
not like NetherRealm's out of the clear either with a PTSD crunch time thing
That is
going on.
true. That
no,
is,
like
anything's
not
possible.
even NetherRealm. It's not like fucking Rooster Teeth is out of the like.
You make a good point. I'd just like to see that happen because I'd like to see Reaper kick his ass. Because
It's like as bad
jobber.
as Blizzard is, I feel like it kind of evens out with being a Rooster Teeth subsidiary.
I think
I just hate whenever it's like. It's so
weirdly enough, with Mortal Kombat, with the exception of Sindel and Scorpion, whenever a character comes back to life, they always come back weaker. All the Revenants are shit. Revenant
Damn it.
Liu Kang has 20 years of extra experience over MK9, MK2 era, MK9 Liu Kang, and he still loses.
Shit.
Noob Ghost
But,
is
yeah.
so strong that he can take out the gods of water, earth, fire, and Fujin. And now he can't even beat fucking Jackie Briggs.
Gets his.
I mean,
I was gonna say,
yeah, like
gets his ass kicked.
that's stupid. But then there's also like fucking Shao Kahn goes around pushing everyone's shit in. Like he just beats the shit out of Kotal, and then Kitana cuts him in the eyes, and he's completely out of commission.
And then he comes back and he beats the crap out of Liu Kang.
Yeah, and then kills Kotal.
It's almost like these games aren't good.
They're not consistent, I'll tell you that much.
Like, honestly, overall, I think maybe MK9 and MKX are the only Mortal Kombat games I would consider good games, and I'd put an asterisk next to X because I still don't think the story is amazing.
It's better than MK9's
And-
story.
Yeah, and
MK9 stories,
for as good as I think the gameplay of MKX is, man, it's just fucking ugly. It's just a really fucking ugly game.
I still think MKX is my favorite of the NetherRealm era, very easily. But the only Mortal Kombat game I've actually just enjoyed everything I played was Deception. I think
someone
I think the
someone a few weeks
the
ago
first
showed
three
me.
games are not good. But they've
Someone
done
a
it.
few weeks ago showed me a comparison pic of Shiva and MK9 and then MK11, and I'm like, look how far we have fallen. Shit.
Yeah, like it's for me, I have a lot harder of a time connecting with a game that's really fucking bland or ugly to look at. So like as much as MKX I would say plays the best of the NetherRealm stories and probably has the best story of the three, I prefer infinitely more looking at MK9 or 11.
Yeah.
MK11 has some of the saddest fighting game mechanics I've ever played, though. Like, the meter
Yeah.
automatically replenishes. There's no skill required. It's basically like a casual, the most casual competitive fighting game I've ever seen. Fatal blows are almost all positive on block, so there's no danger to whiffing or failing them. You can just go for raw fatal blows, and to no detriment. You try to drop a raw super in almost any other fighting game. See how that goes.
Never.
Like, I think Mortal Kombat 1 to 3 are not good games, but they're charming because of the way they were made. You know, I like how interesting they are. And they gave me the first Mortal Kombat movie, which I love. I think Mortal Kombat 4 I barely played, and it's not very fun, and looks ugly. Deadly Alliance I think is fine. I think Deadly Alliance is okay. I enjoyed Deception. I really liked Deception. As a Soul Calibur fan, and a Tekken fan even, 3D movement, I enjoy it. Though there is a problem, like, range moves are basically completely pointless in that game, which is amusing. Armageddon is not great.
Yeah.
But Armageddon also has the charm of, like, they brought every character that existed in the games back for that.
Yeah, they brought every character. They had create a character, which I think is fun, and then they also had like, it's not good. It's not really even fun. The story mode, but it's kind of stupid in a kind of charming way. And you also fight a giant Shao Kahn statue, and that's pretty funny.
Armageddon is a game that despite its quality, had a lot of effort, very clearly put into it. To like, it's like a love letter to Mortal Kombat from the time. After Armageddon, we get DCU, which is not good. Like, even ignoring the lack of blood and the terrible story, I just think the mechanics aren't as good, and it's so stiff and awkward. It's like merging Deception with MK9's slowness.
One of my favorite things is Batman fucking like detaining Scorpion and then just leaving him in the Batmobile by himself.
He doesn't even like chime up or anything. He just puts him in the passenger seat.
Yeah, he just beats the shit out of him, puts him in the passenger seat, drives somewhere, and then just leaves him in there. It's like, all right, you stay here. Don't do anything bad while I'm gone.
Yeah, and obviously MK9 is a very slow and awkward game with a bad story. And then MKX has easily the best gameplay. And honestly, my favorite guest fighters.
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
I like the guest fighters in 11, and I like the two we got in 9. But no matter how good Kratos was done, the fact that Freddy Krueger was done so bad balances it out.
Yeah.
I think Krueger is done worse.
Freddy Krueger just cannot get a good guest appearance, and shit. Dead by Daylight did him pretty fucking dirty, too.
Yeah, I think Krueger was done worse than Kratos was done good in MK9.
Stop putting Reboot Freddy in shit. Nobody likes that version.
And then MK11, who'd we get in MK11? We got Terminator, who's not even voiced by Arnie. Robocop's cool.
Rambo.
But his gameplay is awful.
Yeah, it sucks his gameplay's awful because Robocop's probably my favorite guest character they've put in a Mortal Kombat game. I fucking like Robocop 1's just one of my favorite movies. I fucking love Robocop. And I love all the references they put in it because when they put effort into a guest character, they put effort into a guest character.
Though admittedly, I'm not a fan of like the fatality where he like shoots you and then he shoots your hand and then Ed 209 shoots you and then he shoots you with the cobra. Because like, what's the point in half of that? Half of that's just a waste of time. For someone
his friendship is the fucking best, though.
OCP gave me the skills to wreck this. I can't help it if I'm fresh. It's my prime directive.
Yeah. And then
punch to your face hole.
Joker.
It was Joker, RoboCop, Terminator, Rambo, Spawn.
Joker, I'm not a fan of. I like his fatalities because they have a lot of personality to them, but I don't like Joker in Mortal Kombat. He doesn't fit to me. It doesn't work. And
I like him using big fucking like extendo boxing gloves for ranged attacks. That's pretty funny.
Also, his friendship is pretty funny.
One of his fatalities is a friendship that becomes a fatality, and the other his friendship is a fatality that becomes a friendship.
Yeah,
that's cool. And then
Batman throws a batarang at him. He's like, "Oh, come on!"
I like how
they have a word for people like you. Choose your next wisely, clown. Humu humu nuku nuku apu ah ah.
You chose wisely. Like, no
Spawn's
fucking idea what you
fine,
said.
but I don't know why he's like so focused on his chains in both fatalities. Like he's got so many powers.
He is Keith David.
But part of me like would have really preferred if Spawn got an Injustice 2, because like Keith David's Spawn versus that Hellboy like in the same game would have just been so great.
One of the best parts of NRS games, at least recently to me, is the intro dialogue. I love seeing these characters that wouldn't get to interact in fun ways, and just the extra funny lore implications between characters that do interact. Like there are just so many fucking good interactions, especially with Spawn, because they let him be fucking.
The guest character fine. I like that.
They let him say the fuck word.
I like the guest character interactions, but otherwise, like, it's so weird when Kotal Khan's like to a mirror match. He's like, "Oh, we agreed. Yes, we are both Oztec. Shao Kahn must fall," and then they go and kill each other.
Like, one of my favorite ones is RoboCop and Spawn relating to each other over how both of them got killed and then kind of got manipulated into just being a weapon for somebody else and put into their own kind of hell where they're barely even human anymore.
And then they kill each other.
Also from Detroit.
Yeah.
Remember when RoboCop and Terminator were in MK11 and people said, I legit saw people saying that's a Death Battle reference. I'm like, how fucking old are you?
Bad words make for bad feelings. Perfect. You're about to feel real bad. fucker.
I'm about to feel real bad, fucker. Oh god, that hurt.
And then there was Rambo, and I'm glad Rambo's in, but I kind of wish he was in a game where it was actually Arnie as the Terminator.
Yeah.
away into the jungle like a ghost, and ding, I pop up right behind you like toast.
I do.
I forgot how dumb that line is.
I do like Rambo in the game because like I love how half of
The
his,
weirdest part
half of
The
Rambo's
weirdest part about
interactions-
Stallone and Schwarzenegger being in this game is that they digitally created Stallone's face, but got him to actually voice the character, where they actually captured Schwarzenegger's face, but didn't get him to voice his character.
Yeah, I do like how half of Rambo's interactions are like, what the fuck is going on?
Where am I?
What the fuck is this?
I don't know.
What the fuck? Is that a fucking demon?
What the fuck?
What
What's
the
this guy
fuck,
like
robot?
9 feet tall?
Is that a hell demon? Is that a hell spawn?
Is that
You
Bruce
got
Lee?
6
Is that zombie
What the
Bruce
fuck?
Lee on
What the
fire?
fuck am I looking at? What the fuck is this shit? Is that a fucking? Is that Krang? Is that fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Krang? It's the fucking Joker from the Batman comic.
Oh, okay.
Oh
That's
shit,
funny.
that's Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger.
Oh shit, it's a Terminator.
And what the fuck are you supposed to be? Some kind of robot?
I mean, cyborg, kinda, but.
Guys, there's a guy made of sand coming towards me. What the fuck am I gonna do about this?
You could also rewind time. I don't know how he does that.
I've got a knife and a ball.
I don't think shooting sand's gonna do anything. I don't know how useful that'll be.
Sorry, I just love like this guy can rewind time and everything. I just got a bow and arrow. I don't know what the fuck to do.
I'm sorry. Why exactly not coming in here with a
This-
bow and arrow? And
This
a
man
fucking
is
knife?
this man is made out of sand. How am I gonna hurt him? I have a knife.
Well,
I'll
exactly.
stab the sand.
Oh shit! I was gonna shoot this guy in the face with an arrow, but half his face is made of metal with a laser. Holy crap! That took me by
What
surprise.
the fuck?
Didn't see that coming.
Lasers are faster than arrows.
Dude, this guy's got 6 arms. What the fuck?
This guy seems to be magic of some kind. I don't think I can kill him.
This is a
Alright,
fucking.
this guy has 6 arms. He can shoot a lot of arrows.
This is a literal fucking god. Are you kidding me?
Oh, what the fuck?
His ending should have
What
begun
the
with.
frag?
His ending should have begun with. What? I beat Chronica? How the fuck I do that?
What the fuck? I mean, I'm not
because
complaining, but now I really want to see
Like
Chronica
complaining.
like talking up. I want to see her talking up her shit, and then just an arrow shoots her in the
the
head,
Titan
and she
of
dies
time.
immediately.
I can rewind all of reality to my whim. I can
Just
summon
see it coming
dinosaurs.
in
I can
from
stop
really
you in
far
time.
away.
Well, I've got a knife. And I'm a
Usually the non-DLC interactions can be fun. Of like, fucking Johnny's talking to Kenshi about his movies, and then Kenshi's like, being blind has its benefits.
I
I
think
thought
the,
you were
the,
going to
the
mention that
MKX
Johnny
intros
Cage
I love
and
so much
Molina.
more. I love the MKX intros more. They have a lot of fun with those. I fucking
I
like
thought you were going to mention Johnny being like, Melina, you slept with Baraka. That's fucking
sleeping with
gross.
Baraka is repulsive. Who told you
Yeah.
this?
Anyone
tell you your head looks
like a dildo?
You're heading for a fall, Goro. How exactly? Because I'm going to punch you in your fucking balls.
Oh, again? Don't you owe me some sunglasses?
I just love Kenshi's. Like, Kenshi is fun in the intros way more than the actual story. I like him just like, oh, I get it, because I'm blind. When people make fun of him for not being able to see.
Honey,
That's fucking hilarious, mate.
do we agree Johnny is like consistently good?
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny's pretty funny.
Oh,
Fucking
we can't forget the most important interaction. The Predator. Fucking of all characters, the only one with a unique
Fucking
dialogue for the Predator.
dating
is
must be
shit.
hard for you. I have no time to socialize. Yeah, that and chicks hate guys with cold hands.
You ugly motherfucker.
I
Yeah,
really-
Johnny just says all the movie quotes. Like he also
One
says,
of
like,
my
"Game
favorites
over,
is
man."
one of my favorites is Nayatak Rataka Tahar combat. All I understood from that was combat. Then you understand enough.
Okay, let's go. Jesus. I love how Boracho plays favorites, but he also switches sides depending on who's in
Time
front
for
of him.
another one of your heavenly lectures? You defy the will of the elder gods. Damn straight.
I like when Takeda's against Kitana. He's like, I never considered you an enemy. I never considered you at all.
I never
Well,
considered
that's
you at
just
all.
hurtful.
That's just hurtful.
You
I love that.
bitch.
I missed
What are you
it.
gonna
I
do?
missed
Throw
Takeda
fans
and
at
Kong Jin.
me?
Takeda, if they were gonna bring any combat kids back, it should have been Takeda and Kong Jin.
I agree. They were the two, like... Takeda was just the obvious fan favorite because he's fucking Takeda.
Because his
Nobody-
style is fun, and I like his.
Like, she's not the worst character ever. By all means, she's just completely inoffensive. I don't think anybody was dying to have Jackie back.
No one.
No, I
was
think if they were
dying
going to drop
Jackie
any combat
back.
kid, the easiest one to drop was Jackie. Because like Takeda's
She
got a cool
does
design.
nothing.
I like Takeda's like mental thing going on. How he's got that hint of telepathic ability, but it's not very strong. And I just like playing with the fucking whip swords, just going in with them. And I find his personality.
I think
I like Kong Jin.
one
He's
of the
such an
funniest
asshole.
ones to me for the DLC in MK11 is Rambo being like, in the future, machines are in charge. And Terminator's like, all human life is terminated. He just goes, fuck.
Shit.
Yeah, like
Puts
Rambo's
down
almost-
his weapons and walks away.
Rambo's almost better than Johnny Cage in the MK11 intros.
We're not here to parlay, are
doesn't
we?
say anything
I
cringe.
came to suck you dry. Scarlet, we hardly know each other.
The intro where Scarlet
dear.
implies she wants to fuck Shao Kahn is really unfortunate. There are a
Oh,
lot of
boy.
bad intros in MK11 that MKX
Have you-
doesn't have to suffer.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few, if I'm not wrong, of Kano just wanting to fuck pretty much whoever, really.
Yeah, but it's acceptable for Kano, less so for Eren Black because he never really came across like that to me, and definitely not so for Sindel.
I just love Kano, like, I'll fuck anything that moves, mate.
Frankly, Sonya told me to go fuck myself. Yeah, and what you
And
say?
I did.
Will do, mate.
Will do, mate.
I'm gonna give myself a proper dickin'. I'm gonna proper raw dog my own ass. My cock's just that big.
Yeah. Shut up, Kano.
I never
Shut
want
up.
to fight in this whole fucking
Why did they
trilogy.
switch his voice, like, super hard? It did not sound like this at MK anything but this one. Went from, like, gruff, like, nah, Kano, like, I need
The
to pay
Black
me
Dragon's
twice
not the
that to
same
take
without
you
me.
out. But then there's like, oh, now I'm a super Aussie. What the fuck? What happened?
It's weird.
I know Mortal Kombat changes voice actors for literally no fucking reason.
Richard
that
Epcar's the
made
only
no
one
sense.
across all three.
Yeah! Who does he know?
games
Who does Richard Epcar pay off to keep staying in these games? Because, like, I feel bad for Sonya's VA.
I feel bad for
because they got
Sykes.
Ronda fucking Rez.
I feel bad for
Like,
Patrick Sykes
Ronda-
because he's been the best Scorpion for
Yeah!
3 whole games, including DCU, where his voice is still good in that, and then he just
And
gets
then he
replaced. Like the only
I
like,
love I love the intro dialogue of Shao Kahn going, "Join me and conquer realms," and Noob calls him out. Name one realm you control.
Shit, you got me there.
Name one realm you control, you absolute loser.
I don't know. Name one victory you have to your name since dying.
I beat Fujin.
Wow.
It's like, bro, didn't Kitana sleep you?
Shut the fuck up. I lived.
Your name is Noob.
Did you die?
Your name is Boone backwards, you bitch.
Your name is literally Tobias Boone
No.
backwards. You
What if it was
fucking
like-
suck.
Didn't you die, Shao Kahn? He's like, my death was greatly exaggerated. Jesus Christ.
Fucking, I
Explain to me
love,
why everyone
I
wanted
love-
you back, Noob.
I love Frost trying to praise Noob by being like, "You would have been a much better leader than Kuai Liang." It's like, "I wouldn't have allowed women in the Lin Kuei."
So sexist.
And then she
This guy
immediately
could
It's
not
like
get
he's so
fucking
fucking
words.
unabashedly a piece of shit. Like she had this whole image in her mind of, "Oh, he's so much more base than his younger brother," and then he's just like, "Fuck, ew, a woman."
Ugh,
Woman have cooties.
Ew, cooties.
You can't have women in the Lin
Be
Kuei.
so
If you wear those skimpy outfits, you distract all the men trying to be ninjas.
So yeah, this has nothing to do with what we've been recording this whole time. So let's say goodbye.
Yeah, it's
Bye,
great. We're gonna end
guys.
on Noob being sexist, my favorite.
All right, goodbye everyone. Have a good one. You can go check check channels in the description and my Patreon if you want to support me. Bye.